back to MBP Fishing. Yes, sir. Welcome back into our channel. Yes, this is our channel. Man, it's great to be back out in the water. Our scooter finally came in, my friends. Our scooter finally came in. Let us get down to the river with pretty easily. Plus, I've got her right beside you guys. She's got a massive light on her, so hey, if we get back into the night today, we can always turn that light on and do some night fishing. That's an auxiliary where that light is, that is an auxiliary power port. That way that's not going to drain our scooter's battery. That way we can run the light and everything else. So, well, welcome back to MVP Fishing, my friends. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Yep, it's an evening run, folks. It took me our scooter came at 1 o'clock today, and it took me a couple hours to put it together, charge her up, get all my other equipment ready to go. But yeah, we're down here, folks, just in time for the shade, by the way. Yeah, this looks incredible, my friends. The water's getting low. Water's almost crystal clear down here. Yeah, she looks beautiful. Let's get these rods out, and I'll come in and check that chat. That was a big one. Yeah, that was a big one there, folks. Get one out here with the corn with a jig head, and the other one with a night crawler. I've only got about 40 night crawlers, but I've also got about a can of corn, and we'll see about catching a skipjack a little later on. Around the evening. Oh, a train, folks. Just in time for a train. Man, got some great timing today, don't we, folks? Looks beautiful out here, my friends. I haven't been out in about a week and a half. We've been waiting for our scooter to get here, folks, and when she finally came. All right, that looks pretty good. Just gonna put this right out by the bank. Not that far out, just right in that back current right there. All right. I haven't been out in a while, folks. I do apologize, but wait for that scooter to come in. Yep. All right, our rods are set. They look pretty good. Now let's get into chat and see what's going on. And here we are, my friends. Here we are. I know it's a late run for me. I usually don't do evening and night feeds, but this is the first time we've been able to get out for a while. And Nathan, how you doing today, Nathan? Nathan says, Mike, what's up, buddy? Hey, we just got our new scooter. And that comes with some pretty good lighting on her, so we can do some night streams as well. That's Ian Rude. How you doing, my friend? Rude says MVP. How you doing today, my friends? Nathan says, how's it going, man? I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Nathan says, Rude, hi. Rude says, Nathan. Nathan says, let's go. Nathan says, let's go. Gail, how you doing today, my friend? Gail with the fishy emojis. Yeah, there's some nice ones out here right now. I'm seeing some bigger ones right around this edge and right around here. And our truck's sticking out over there, too. I have to show you guys that eventually. See, Rude says Gail. Gail says, yay, a train. Rude says train. Gail says slow train coming. Yeah, it's moving okay. Let's see. Nathan says, slow train. Awesome to hear that, Mike. I can show you guys that. And Rude says nice. Let me show you that. I've got her right on the edge of the camera feed. So I can roll this right onto the camera feed, folks. Yeah, this took me about an hour to put together. So she's got, auxiliary headlights here to where I can put, for the live feed, I can light up the rods and everything. Yeah, this sucker gets 35 miles per hour. This is a much heavier duty scooter for us folks. So I just wanted to show you that, guys. Yeah, that's going to be in the background, and when she starts getting later, I'll just turn the light on, and that way we can keep the rods lit up. All right, let me get this backpack out of the way. That one's a dirty one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that, folks. We've got some shorelines collapsing in down here. That happens sometimes when the water goes up and down. We want a gar. Actually, I've seen several of them around here around the edges. I might be casting a rooster tail. That's a good way of getting a gar down here. 16 incredible people in, 10 thumbs up. It says that's cool. Yeah, that one does 35 miles per hour, so I get quite a bit more distance. Yeah, our last one, it died, so I had to get a new one. It says pretty cool, Mike. Awesome. Yeah, that drained our funds, folks. So, Nathan said, "Yep, 30 miles, 35 miles per hour. That's a fast one too. That's a bite on worm." Uh, Fish on, folks. Fish on. I popped off, man. No, he's still there. No, he's still there. All right, first fish of the day, folks. All right. Didn't take us long, my friends. That's a solid, like 3/4 pound freshwater drum. Awesome, folks. Didn't take us long, my friends. And I'm sure as night falls, we're going to start seeing some channel catfish and blue cat down here. Cool, first fish, folks. Gorgeous, bright silver colors. First fish I've hooked in over a week. Yeah, we've got our simple rig on, folks. That's a little bread wrapper stop. That way, I eliminate the need for a swivel. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. First fish in a while, folks. I always count on these guys to hit. All right, buddy. See how you got it. Right in the crushers. Okay. Very easy to get out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. All right, buddy. If I get a smaller one, I might keep that for cut bait. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. Wake up, mommy. Yeah, some of these guys go belly up. I don't know why. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, drum go belly up sometimes. I never figured that out. Why they do that. All right. Let's get back out here. Get back in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Yeah, I'm so glad to be back out here fishing, folks. I am. A week stuck indoors. I was going in Looney Tunes. I was going bonkers. I was pacing back and forth in my house. I was like, ew. I needed to get out, folks. I really did. All right, that's back. Yeah, that's just our first fish of the day, folks. Who knows what's going to be next? That's a sucky cast. That was horrible. That was fine, except for the other rod is over to the left. Little jig head's drifting, so. And I'm snagged in the rocks. Okay. That's just a little jig head. I'll get that out of here in a minute. But I want to get my worm rod back out. I don't mind losing those jig heads. They're pretty cheap, relatively easy to replace. Yeah, that does not feel good. What is that? That moved. It's like someone's line or something. Yep, snapped her. Yeah, hang on, folks. I'll have to retie this jig head. That'll only take me a second. I got some jig heads set up just for the occasion. Hang on, folks. Get back into chat here in just a minute. You guys are having a pretty good day. Mine started off pretty slow. I was waiting for that email from Amazon to tell me that my scooter was coming, and she finally came. That kind of brightened my day up. I went into overdrive getting all my stuff together. Come on, go to the hole. Always hard to tie a hook on when you only got one uh, halfway functioning eye. The other one I'm pretty much blind in. All right, that is back. Get some corn on here. This one's got corn on her, folks. So we've got some collapsing bank down here, so that should be bringing in these fish pretty close to the shorelines. And that line is going slack on this other rod. It's the reason why I didn't see that bite on the last one. There's almost no current right by the bank here, and she keeps turning from left to right. Like 1 minute she'll be going to the left, next minute she'll be going to the right. So I got to kind of keep switching that back and forth, keep trying to keep that line at least partially tight enough for me to see a bite. Yeah, this got a terrible tag end on it. Hang on, folks. I gotta grab my lighter. Just a split second here while I trim this tag end up. Yeah, that's just like too much of a tag end. All right, that's good. All right, this one's back. And where is that line holding? That line is holding like friggin'. That's weird. Ugh. Give me a little bit of a leeway here, folks. I haven't fished in over a week, so little stuff is gonna take me just a little bit longer to deal with. And that lost a kernel of corn while I was messing with it. Actually, it looked like I lost two kernels. I know those rocks would probably be a better spot to fish with for carp and stuff, but for night fishing, those rocks can be very, very dangerous. I mean, seriously, that spot is kind of hazardous at night. But down here, this sandbar, I can fish this all night. I got some bug spray too, folks. That's gonna help because when uh when the sun sets down here, the mosquitoes are gonna go Looney Tunes. There's some significant bubbles in front of us. Root says on the hog. Gail says nice. Let's see. Ekrod, how you doing? How you doing today, Ekrod? Ekrod17 says, if I give you a donation money, will you give me a blue girl or a catfish? Hey, hopefully we'll get a catfish. Hang in for a little bit. I'm sure we'll get one. We've already got one freshwater drum. There's usually some nice channel catfish and blue cats down here. Let's see. Nathan says, come on, Mike, get him. Root says fish on. Nathan says fish on. Root says nice. Let's see. Edson. And see, how you doing today, Bambi? Bambi says, back at the mighty Mississippi. Hi, y'all, Pat Van. So good to see you. Let's see. Edson says, aim sim. See, Rude says, good fish. Bambi says, here we go. Nathan said, one freshwater drum. All right, let me go on to my count here and find that so that I can pin that up for us, Nathan. Just takes a minute here. I gotta find my regular view channel. And here we are. Go back up to boy, I had a lot of. I'm gonna have to check that out here. All right, Nathan. Let's see. There you go, Nathan. Let's get back to my regular backup account. There's a bite on corn. That was interesting. Something was pecking on that. We already got one freshwater drum, folks. Doesn't seem like I'm doing much, but when I've got the cell phone here, I can keep up with things quite a bit better. Uh, it's up. Yeah, here we are. Let's see, Rude with the thumbs up. Les, how you doing today, Les? Les says hi. Les says Rude. Rude says Les. Bambi. And Rude says fire. Bambi says gotta. Rude says MVP fishing show. And Reaper, how you doing today, Reaper? Reaper says hi. Rudy says MVP the legend. How you doing today, Dirty? Thank you for coming in, my friend. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. And Pierre, how you doing today, buddy? Pierre says hi. Dirty says Rude. Rude says Dirty. Dirty says Bam. Les says Dirty. Rude says Pierre. Reaper says hello. Bambi says Netherlands. And Dirty says Les. Let's see. Les with the cold emojis. It's not. It's gonna drop a little bit of temperature, but it should be okay. See, Pierce says hi, y'all. And please don't spam chat, der. Bambi says hi. And Ben. How you doing today, Ben? Oh, fish on, folks. Got him. Got him, folks. What do we got? That's our second freshwater drum. Nice. I saw that little stinker pecking right at the corner of my eye. Yeah, that's about a half pounder. That's a little smaller than our last one. He's almost bait size. A little smaller than that. I definitely think about keeping that for bait. That's our second fish of the day. About a half pound freshwater drum. Gorgeous guy, folks. Look at those silvers on that. Beautiful. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Boy, these guys are just, you can always count on these guys to hit. Be 105 degrees out here, be 15 below zero, and these guys will still hit. Gotta love it, my friends. These are called freshwater drum white perch, or some people call them sheephead as well. When you go up north there, they call them sheephead. Beautiful fish. Oh, that's a bite on corn. Oh, you little, dang it. Man, that was pulling my crap. See you, buddy. Bye-bye. Thank you. Man, I'm sure you guys saw that in the background. That was on corn. Dang it. You guys know what hit corn down here. Ooh hoo hoo. Hang on, folks. I gotta get it back out here. The only thing that hits corn down here are catfish and big old carp of several different species. I looked over my shoulder and I saw that rod popping. Hey, we might be in for some fun today, folks. All right, that is back. And I cast that in a little bit closer last time. So I didn't go out nearly as far. You'd be amazed at how close these guys will come in here, because this is like probably 6-7 feet deep right off the bases here. So they'll come in pretty close to the bank. All right, let's get this worm back out here and I can get back into that chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We've caught, 2 freshwater drums so far today. We're up to 2, folks. Man, I'm so glad to get back out fishing, folks. I really am. It was over a week since I'd been out, and I was going stir crazy at home. I was going bonkers. I had my worms dug, and I kept looking at them like, I know, wormies, you want to go out fishing, and I don't want to walk 4.5 miles. I need my scooter. That's a terrible cast. That's kind of hard to cast this bait caster with this big Mad Cat series rod. I need a little bigger bait caster. She's close though. All right, that's okay. All right, let's get back in the chat. Let's see, Rude says Ben. Reaper says hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, chat please, like and subscribe. And when you're at it, please share us out. Channel, yep, it helps us so much. You got it right, Reaper. Bambi says hi. Ben says hi, Rude. Dirty says, oops, dang mods. Let's see, Ben says, I mean Rude. Rude says MVP. Let's see, Pierce says Dirty. And Kevin, how you doing today, Kevin? Kevin says, I'm in upstate New York, 2 hours south of Montreal, Canada. Where are you fishing? We're fishing on the mighty, muddy Mississippi down in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, we're about a quarter of a mile upriver from the arch. Let's see. Randy says, have you caught anything? We've caught 2 freshwater drums so far. Got them, folks. That's a little bigger. That's our, what have we got this time? That's our 3rd freshwater drum. Yeah, it's getting bigger. That's about a pound. Yeah, these guys can fight, folks. That's on my big Mad Cat series rod. Yeah, that's our 3rd freshwater drum of the day, folks. Number 3. That's about a pound. That's a darker one there. Boy, that's a pretty fish there, folks. Take a look at that. That's almost a black drum. Awesome fish, folks. And we've had a pretty good bite on corn, too. So there are definitely some carp down here. And, man, he got all sand drum. Hang on, folks. I got to clean him off. Yeah, they do that sometimes. They'll get out of my hands. And they, when they do that, they, unfortunately, I'll have to come back over here and clean them off. Awesome fish, folks. That's our 3rd of the day. Number 3. I love it, my friends. There's some big cats down here too, folks. All right, buddy. Big cats, big carp. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there he goes. Appreciated. All right. See, what do I do now? Well, let's get one rod back out. Let's get this big rod back out. Now, believe you me, there are other species of fish that hit night crawlers down here. Just get that old night crawler back on there, like so. And then we'll put one smaller night crawler on there to refresh her. And what the heck, I'll put a big one on too. Nah, that's too big. I don't want to waste them. We'll put a smaller one on. Little fat chubby guy. Hang on, folks. Let me get back into chat here. Trying to keep these rods out and fish and chat. That's a pretty good cast. I like that. That's right off that edge. All right, just let that settle. We had a bite on corn, so there's definitely some carp and stuff over here. All right, that line is tight, and that line is tight as well. Let's see. Randy said, Kevin says mosquitoes have been terrible down here. They're okay until after dark down here. Around sunset, they start getting pretty bad. That's why I got some deep woods off with me. Bambi says those rocks are dangerous. Yeah, at night for sure. That's why I figured if I was gonna do a late evening to night live stream, I better avoid those rocks down there. It's better to fish that midday. I'm looking forward to going down there tomorrow and getting some more of those big monsters down there. But there's many just as many down here. Bambi says just caught one. Let's see. Femando, how you doing today? Femando says hi. Let's see, and Brandon. Brandon also says hi, MVP. How you doing today, Brandon? Bambi says hi. And Ewas. How you doing today, Ewas? Ewas say MVP, anything yet? We caught 4 freshwater drum, and there's a big old grassy just hit the surface right in front of me. Yep, 7, 8 pounds easy. Nathan says hi, Brandon. Brandon says Ewas. And Joshua. How you doing today, Joshua? Joshua says Mike. Bambi says Fernando. Yep, the mighty Mississippi. We've caught 4 freshwater drums so far. Nathan says hi, Bambi. Rude says he was. Les says he was. Rude says Josh. Bambi says hey, Nathan. Nathan says thanks, MB Mike. You're very welcome, Nathan. He was says howdy, Bambi. And what part of Washington? We're down on the Mississippi River, down by the Arch in St. Louis, my friend. Says Washington. Hey, Nathan, I finally found a 15-foot ugly stick sturgeon rod to upgrade one of my 12 feeders. Nice. Sounds like you're gonna have some fun with that. Nathan says hi. John says MVP. Brandon says Moses Lake. Rude says Brandon. Les says Nathan. Brandon says hey Rude. Oh, you were talking. I got you now. Nathan says 15th. My God, send me a picture, Brandon. Rude says Johnny. And thank you so much for those sparkles. Is Zeke. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it says it will be there 6th. See, and Johnny Lamb, how you doing today, Johnny Lamb? Johnny Lamb says rude. Mamby says nice, Ezekiel. Les says lamb chops. Brandon says hopefully I will be live with it 7th for sturgeon. Awesome, my friend. I hope I catch you. I don't get to see many people fish for sturgeon. See, Brandon says hi, Les. Nathan says it'll be there. Just message me before you go live. Yeah, if you put a post, that usually helps out as well. And seeing Zachary, how you doing today? Zachary says nothing yet. Now we've caught 4 freshwater drums so far. And Rude with the WWs. Rude says fish on. Nathan says fish on. Bambi says Zach. Johnny says Les. Brandon says nice to see you catching fish. Yeah, I'm glad to be back out, my friends. Les with the fishies. Rude says Abby. Up did I miss Abby? Abigail. Abigail put the 2 freshwater drum. There's another bite. Oh, you little stinker. That was doubling it. Crap. I just was a split second behind that one. Oh, no worries, folks. We got all night and all day. Got the rest of the day and some of the night to see if we can hook into some river monsters for you guys. We've already caught 4 freshwater drum, so that's a good start. I'm gonna set the hook into one of these suckers, and it ain't gonna be a little guy. It will happen, folks, because there's some monsters out here. And nothing bothered the corn that time, so flip that right back out. That's got to be sat in just the right place so that sinks right on that edge. All right, that feels like it just bounced that edge. All right. Sorry, I'm caught it backed up in chat, folks. I'm trying to catch up. Got to give me a little bit of a leeway, folks. I haven't streamed for a while. I didn't think they'd be hitting like this this quickly. Evos with the thumbs up. Gail says drum and fish. Let's see. Brandon said, "Yep, 2. No, we're up to 4 freshwater drum now." When I catch up, I'll pin that. I promise. Let's see. Bambi says nice. Abby says thank you so much. Let's see. Survival. How you doing today, Survival? Survival says hi. I'm gonna try to go through this chat here quickly, folks, so I can catch up and pin this. Brandon says hi, survival. Root says survival. Abby says hey, survival. Reaper says hello, Newton. Reaper says hello, Brandon. Survival says hey, rude. And Green River, how you doing today, Green River? Green River says hi. And Roo says still the same spot. From day to day, this water can change. We're up about a foot and a half from our previous trip, and this ground has collapsed in quite a bit. Our last trip, we were actually fishing about 100 yards upriver from here, up on a rock. So totally different spots. This is a shallow back current that drops off into some deeper water. Our previous spot was some a rock spot that was a quick drop off into 20 to 30 feet of water. Let's see, and Randy, how you doing today, Randy? Randy says, Mike. Abby says, two freshwater drum. I'm trying to catch up, Abby. Once I caught up, we've caught 4 freshwater drums so far. Says Ewa says, hey, Randy. Randy says, hey, brother. I haven't done this in a while, folks. Green says, nice. Nathan says, hi, Randy. Randy says, survival. Randy says, Nathan. Ewa says, nice size on that one. Yeah, that last one was a good one. Randy says, less. MB says, woo. Now, what was the name of that fish? That was a freshwater drum. They also call them white perch or sheephead. And Survival sent the gold coin. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, Survival sent the 1, 2, 2 stars. So thank you so much, my friend. Green says, well done. And Tight Lines. Tight Lines says, oh yeah, dude. Tight Sign says, what's up, chat? Ethan says, awesome job, Abby. Tight Sign says, I'm new in chat. Show me some love. Awesome to have you in, Tight Line. I hope you enjoy the show today. Let's see. Rude says TLS, TRTS. You got it, girl. Abby says 3 freshwater drum. Let's see. Rio says thanks, Ewas. Let's see. Randy, do you ever keep them? On occasion, there's a bite. Oh man. On occasion, I will keep those guys, but I only keep them when I need to eat. If I've got food at home, I'll let them go. Keep them for another day. They are perfect size though, and that's a perfect size to eat. That's one of the reasons why I like fishing down here on this river. It's if I do need something, emergency food supply or something, I can always come down here, grab a couple freshwater drum, a catfish, something, bring her back home and cook her up. I'm gonna have to let that one pull it. No picking that up and setting that hook quick, because that last one I could feel when I set the hook, he barely had the end of that worm in his mouth. So that's what they're doing to me right now. They're grabbing onto the end of that worm. When I catch up, I will pin that uh Jimmy says hi. How you doing today, Jimmy? Let's see. Bambi says what I thought it was 3. Let's see. Up as a bite on corn. I think we've had 4. Well, you could be right. So let me. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think you're right, Abby. I think it was 3. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Let's see. And Tink, how you doing today, Tink? You're right, Abby. We've had 3. So let me. Oh boy, I am really backed up in chat here, folks. Let's see. Rude says baseball announcer Mike. Ewall says I don't know who's on second. What's on third? I don't know what's on third. I don't know. I don't know who's on third. I mean, tell the man. I don't know what's on third. Let's see. Ewall says hey Tink. Nathan says so true. He could be a baseball announcer. Rude says Nathan. Let's see. Green says sup Tink. Tink says Rude Bambi. Nathan Green Ewas. Pierre says hi. Tink says Pierre. Ewas says, that was a chat for Nathan. Nathan's laughing his butt off. I'm about to start laughing my butt off as well. Let's see. And Paul, how you doing today, Paul? Paul says, hey, Mike, how's it going, my friend? Green says, Yep, type 3. I believe we've had 3 freshwater drums, so alright, let me pin that up, Abby. I'm trying here, folks. I am trying. Let me get back to my regular account here and pin that up, Abby. I do believe we've had 3, so you're quite right. I miscount on occasions, folks. It does happen. And there we go, Abby. Thank you so much. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, folks, but I'm constantly on something down here trying to keep up with us. Green River says he missed it. I got it. Abby says, hey, Rude. Rude says Paul. Paul says hello. Abby says it might be 4. I don't know. Yeah, I'm horrible at counting too. That's the end. Flava. Flava's a 45th. Awesome, my friend. 24 people in it. 47 thumbs up. Thank you so much, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Abby says, hey, Dave. Bambi says, hey, Dave. Let's see. Rude says Flava. Let's see. River says woo. And Tink says flavor. Flava says Abby. And Bonnie, how you doing today, Bonnie? Bonnie says hello, everyone. And Mike, my friend, good to see you again. Good to see you too, my friend. I'm glad to be out here fishing, folks. I really am. I'm so glad to be out here fishing. Flava says Tink. Green says, hey, Bonnie. All right, we are looking good for chat. It finally caught up there with him for a minute, folks. Nathan says, hey, Flava. Let me make sure to put myself in for, yeah, this is my backup account. I always like to say hello at least once. Put a few reactions in. Only takes a second. All right, 21 people in. It's seeing 47 thumbs up. Nathan says, hi, Bonnie. Let's see. Gail says, eating bait right now. Jumbo shrimp. Sounds good. Nathan says, hi, Mike. Flava says MVP. Yep, that's my backup account. I like to put it in at least once a feed. And that line's totally slack. Feels like the bait's gone. Well, chewed up pretty good, though. So that fish grabbed it and ran in with it. I didn't even see a bite. Little stinker. I might switch this one up with corn because I think I'm getting some bigger carp out there that are just messing with this worm, picking it up and dropping it. And running in with it too. That last one did. I saw that line go slack while I was chatting, and I figured it might have been the current, but it wasn't. It was a fish. Another big one, folks. Check that out. That's a big girl over there. I ain't even gotten casting over there yet. I'm still casting out in front of us. That's another thing about these spots down here, folks. You can fish right here and then just move, cast down 7 or 8 feet and completely change your what you're catching. Throw a little bit more bait in the water here. Get these guys in here feeding. I lost a kernel of corn. Yeah, the thing about this little jig head technique, folks, is that you really have to keep that hook completely covered. Even the tip of that hook has to be covered. I do the same thing when I'm using a night crawler on there too. I might switch to a worm on this one. I don't know yet. And this is a glow in the dark rod tip as well, folks. So, pop, pop. Do you see that, folks? Man, should have been on that. Dang it. As usual out here, you throw corn and worm out here, and they gorge on the corn, but they don't hit the corn when it's on the hook. They hit the worm when it's on the hook. They'll ignore the corn when it's on the hook. I don't get why they do that, but they do. I do really don't want to put any more worm on there. It's got plenty of worm. Maybe just one little bitty tiny worm. I don't want to put much more on there. Yeah, there are some big ones out here, folks. I'm sure we're gonna hook up soon, soon enough. There's a gar. I saw that. Look at that. Check it out. No one's talking about a gar. It's a pretty big gar. That's a 4 or 5 pound gar just come right up to the surface right there. Tell you what, I got so many different techniques I can use right now. I could put a like a there's a bite on worm already. Dang it. What do you do to it? Uh Not much. It's like you uncovered the tip of that hook and that's about it. They're really chewing this thing up right now. That's another big gar over here. Yeah, someone was talking about gar. I could probably put a rooster tail on right now, and well, I do have a rooster tail tied on my smaller rod. And there's just so many techniques I can use right now, folks, to catch fish. I just don't have the arms and the. And there's so many. That's a rooster tail on this one. I had that one on because I like to fish for skipjack and stuff with that. But the gar are really really active right now. Let me see if I can hook one of these. Take a couple casts. 'Cause there's some big ones hitting the surface over here to the right. Yeah, those look like long nose gar. Not short nose, because they're just a little bit too big. Yeah, 7, 8, 10 pounds there. Oh, dang it, that was a hit. Man, that popped it too. I wonder if that was a white bass or something. Oh yeah, look at this, folks. I see him now. I see some stuff down here. It's right on that edge. Looks like it might be chasing bait fish. We might have some white bass and stuff down here. Boy, if that's the case, I'm gonna have to put a crappie jig on or something because these guys can be tough when they're in these backwaters back here. One more cast before I come back in and check that chat, folks. I've had 2 strikes on this already. Nothing that's taken it all the way, but two pops. Oh, another pop. Dang it. I bounced that bottom and something snapped at it. Man, it's like I said, so many different techniques I can try right now, folks. Oh, it's a bite on worm. Dang gummit, man. I yeah, it's just too much for me to do to use that artificial in this. I can't focus in on it right now, folks. We're gonna have to kind of wait for these guys to calm down a little bit. Yeah, I see him now, folks. There's some stuff that's chasing some fry over there. Those could be skipjack. Those could be white bass. They're definitely not gar. Now there's gar out in front of me here. They're chasing something right out in front of me, but over there by that point looks like there's something. They're either skipjack or white bass. This is about the time of the year they do it too. Yeah, I'm sorry about my reel, folks. I've tried to fix this thing 30 freaking times. I can't do it. That's the one thing I didn't have money for is to get a new reel. So we're just gonna have to fish with what we got. Root says, "Yeah, yo, play with this felon." Let's see, felon. How you doing today, felon? Bambi says, Bambi, blessing to you. Let's see, Gail says, well, what's your air temperature now? It's about 85, 85, 86 degrees. It's pretty humid. It was hotter, but with the sun on its way down, we're gonna start getting cooler. Abby says thank you, and Anderson, uh, do a worm. A crappie jig might work over there for those guys, but I'm not sure. Let's see, Bambi says Gail. And Marty, how you doing today, Marty? Marty says, you ever use chicken livers? I do on occasions when I can get them, but unfortunately, the closest Snooks is the only place that you can get chicken livers down here, and that's 2 bus rides away. And with my new scooter, I should be able to get to the bait shop and back a lot better, so we'll see. Got him, hook fish on. Got that one. Come on, buddy. Stay pinned. Stay pinned. We got him. Awesome. All right, there's number 4. That's our 4th freshwater drum. I don't think these are the ones hitting the surface over there. It's possible, but they look like white bass over there. Awesome fish. So that's our 4th freshwater drum. Another dark one. Gorgeous. That's about a half pound, give or take. Beautiful fish, my friends. I love it. Come here, buddy. Gotta love it. Check these guys out when you get them in here closer. Let me get the hook out of you, buddy. You got it right at the top of the jaw again. Hook's out. Check these guys out when you get them here closer. There's some incredible colorations on these guys. Beautiful fish. And who don't like drum? I love these guys. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that water is so clear. I can still see that. Oh, he finally disappeared. Yeah, that water is so clear. You can see him down about 1.5 to 2 feet. And that's clear for the Mississippi River down here, folks. You see on some of my short feeds, on some of my previous live feeds, when the water's up, this water is chalky as well as milk chocolate, pretty much. Now she's dark dark brown and see, did anything hit that? Nope, nothing yet. We had one hit on corn. I missed it, but that's okay, folks. There's plenty of time and plenty of opportunities to get these guys. And no way I was going to fish those rocks during the night. That would be that would be asking for a broken ankle. I'm sure I could do it if I was just fishing by myself, but trying to do a live stream and fish down on those rocks at night, yeah, that's just Looney Tunes. I'm crazy, but I ain't that crazy. All right, rod is back out. There we go. And this one drifted over too far to the left. That's okay. Just got to reel it right back in and flip it right back out. I could put a worm on that, but I only got 40 night crawlers. But we do have corn now. Corn is a really good nighttime bait as well because when the water gets low like this, it concentrates a lot of the blue cat and stuff. So you can get some pretty big blue cat on corn down here at night. Do my man. Fishing fell on. Bambi says, thank you. Gail says, we want a gar. I'm trying, my friend. Rio says, are the puffer fish there? No puffer fish here, I'm afraid. This is brackish water, but we're quite a bit inland to be finding puffer fish. See, Brian, how you doing today, Brian? Brian says, hey, bud, are the grass carp considered an invasive species there? Uh, it's one of those species down here right now where they're considering nativizing them because they've been in the environment for so long that they've pretty much given up trying to get rid of them. So it's a toss up. Now, in the rivers like this, they definitely don't care. Now, in lakes and ponds and small creeks, they have been. It's like one of those things they can't get rid of them. They're in the environment now, and they're just kind of stuck with them. They're considering to nativize them. So I say nativize them. 99% of the grass carp that are born down here get eaten. Let's see. Felon says here in Ohio, they don't want you to release carp back in the water. Well, common carp I think are different, but grass carp there are some locations, especially uh, small creeks and smaller rivers, that they are worried about them still. Let's see. And Andy says use another worm. Just put another one on. Brian says they want you to kill them in Jersey. Down here they're fine. Now Asian carp they want you to kill Asian carp, but I think they're not having much trouble with those anymore. Yep, if you want to repin that, Abby, we've got 4 freshwater drum now. Let's see, Brian says, I caught 4 over 40 pounds. Nice. I think I've gotten 1 over 50 this year and a lot in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, I've only caught 1 over 50 down here this year. Seems like we're getting a lot of younger ones. The bigger ones, the real monsters, they're reaching their lifespans. See, Brian says sweet. I really would have liked to have gone down there and fished those rocks down behind you guys, but yeah, there's no way I'm going to be fishing that at night. See, Brian says you're on the Missouri River, correct? No, we're on the Mississippi River. Okay, about I guess about 20 miles down that way. That's where the Missouri and Mississippi meet. So that's when you go down that way, it's called Columbia Bottoms. That's the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi River. This is the Mississippi River. The Golden Gate Bridge. I'm not the Golden Gate Bridge. The arch is right down that way. All right, tell you what. Since you were so quick with that, Abby, let me make sure to pin that up in the right location. Brian says, oh, "Okay." Yeah, I have done some fishing down on the Missouri River, right where the confluence is. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that. Start doing some more because this new scooter should be able to make it down and back to that location. I hate it when it tries to go to one of my old things here. Here we are. All right. All right. 13 incredible people in it, seeing 56 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, this is a glow in the dark rod here, folks. And there's a bite on worm. Come on. Got him, folks. Fish on. Got him. What do we got this time? That's fighting better. Gar. Big gar, folks. Come on, big guy. Come on. Yeah, it's a. Oh. Ah! I touched it. Dang it. I have my hands around it. I got the slime on my hands. That one counts. I touched it. For the dive, I get one. That was a 4 or 5 pounder. I tried to lift her up and dang it, Yale. I missed it. Dang. I got my hands on it though. We didn't get to man. No, but this is fun, folks. Uh, uh, yeah, that was a long nose gar too, folks. If you saw that one had a snout about this long. That wasn't a spot. I don't see any spotted gar down here till the water gets colder, but man, that was a good one. Usually I just drag those up into the sand, but we got a drop off because of the way the water's rising down here right now, folks. Had him. Uh, I love it, my friends. That was a good one too. That was a good gar. Hey, Gil, I had one to the bank. Had my hands around her. I have my hands around her. Wanted to see his prehistoric face. I'll try my best to get him in next time. Next time, I'm going to have to take him down past you guys because it gets flatter down here past you guys. There's no way I'm going to lift him up here on this sand and get him in. The one thing you don't want to get in a net is a gar. Yeah, those teeth will ruin any kind of net. If you've seen them get those big alligator gar, they rope them around the neck because there's nothing that can. Yeah, those teeth will get into friggin' anything. That's okay. That means they're out here for sure. Gail says a Gateway Arch is our smallest national park. Yeah, I do remember that. That is true. I tend to forget that. If you've ever been up in the arch, it's an incredible view. When you get up on the top of that arch, you can see down and you can see this river for miles. See, Brian says, let's see, Adam, how you doing today, Adam? Adam says, good luck. Their skin's like armor. Yep, that's one of the reasons why they're tough to get. I had that hook in him perfectly, and when I pulled him up, there's like no flesh in his mouth. It's like all bone. So you've either it's tough. And they're down here. I can see them up to the surface. Probably should put like on a little top water or something. One of my little rebel poppers or something. Pop, come on. Pop, come on. Dang, I'd like to have gotten that gar in. I got my hands around her. I got the slime on my hands from that fish. Man, that was a nice one, folks. Like, if I use cut bait out here, folks, I get those things dang near every cast, but hooking them is dang near impossible because they'll grab onto the bait and they'll just run with it. Now, with a little worm like that, he's got to have that worm in his mouth. That was a nice one, folks. Man, oh, rock. Crap. Snagged up. Hang on, I'll get that off. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe not. What the heck is that? I don't want to lose my rooster tail. Hang on. Well, that might not be coming off, I'm afraid. What is that? And whatever it is, I'm moving it. I think I've got someone's monofilament. That's why that won't come off. It's not a rock. So that's gonna snap. Yep. Crap. I do have some other spinners in here. I don't want to use any more rooster tails, but I have a lot of inlines. I have some MEPs in here I could try. It's a possibility. Hang on, let me get one out of here. Where's my box? I see it over here. And I don't want to waste any more rooster tails because those rooster tails are like $4 friggin' a piece. So let me put on a little MEPs. Oh yeah, that'll work. That's a little blue MEPs. That'll work. This will work good too for the white bass and stuff. This is kind of like the design that Order likes to use. And I'm sure that worm down there is something had to have hit it by now. It's the reason why she's gone slack. They like to do that when I'm busy doing something else, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to show this to you when I get her ready to go here. All right, let me trim that tag end off. All right, that is pretty good. All right, this is a little MEPS, a little inline. Should work pretty good. See the blue, yeah, what do you call it? The uh blue lightning color? Yeah, blue lightning color. All right. I want to see what's going on with this one over here. This one hasn't gotten a bite per plug minute, so. And looks like, yep, the majority of that bait is gone. It won't be long before I have to turn the light on, folks. Yeah, that scooter has a secondary light on it that can last up to 4 hours. That's also a power bank to where I can charge electronics. And I have a little inverter with that as well. That way I can. Now that inverter only gives me about an extra hour or so of power too, but hour upon hour upon hour, it adds up. And I haven't been out fishing in a while, folks. I want to fish. I want to catch some of these guys. I see Ricky Bobby. How you doing today, Ricky Bobby? Ricky Bobby says hi. That's like $1 here in Alabama. Yeah, rooster tails are expensive here. Let's see. Nathan says Ricky. Let's see. Skip Nasty. How you doing, Skip Nasty? Skip Nasty. Yes. What river? We're on the Mississippi River down by the Arch in St. Louis. Yeah, we're about a quarter of a mile upriver from the Arch. Let's see. 89 Step with the hearts. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see. Skip Nasty says I'm new. Awesome to have you in, my friend. I hope you enjoy the show. Yep, Nathan's got it right. St. Louis, he's got it right. Cool. I drove through there one time. Yeah, there's some big fish down here. If you keep your eyes peeled, you can see some big old grassies, common carp, blue cats, some channel catfish, flathead catfish. There's some monsters down here. Skip says he's from Michigan, from mid Michigan. Oh, that's a bite. Come on. Ah, you little stinker. Ooh. Yeah, we got one guard of the bank and got one hand on her, and we've also caught 4 freshwater drums. So this is my first trip out in a while. We were kind of, unfortunately, we were stuck indoors because our mode of transportation is an electric scooter, and our electric scooter died on us, and we had to get a new one. And we finally got a new one, and now we're out here fishing. I normally don't do evening streams. I do midday streams, but uh, I haven't been out in a while. I figured, what the heck? Let's go fishing. I don't care what time it is. Freaking yeah, she's got a big old light on her now, so I can set that up down here and fish during the night if I want to. And she's got a headlight on her the size of a car, so can't have no one say, "Oh, I didn't see that scooter in the middle of the street with the headlight size of Tennessee." Tell you what, let me put a worm on this one. I haven't put a worm right by the bank with this one yet. I've been using this with corn. Sometimes this can be really good too. There's a bite on it. I see it. Oh, dang. Man, they are really hitting over here right now, folks. I kind of wish I'd have dug more than 40 night crawlers now. But we do have corn, and I can always try to go over there and see if I can get skipjack around evening time. There's usually some big ones that set over there by that edge, and a lot of smaller ones too. So we'll see. Around the tip. Yeah, I really need some new gear, folks. Trying to keep this stuff going. Our Mad Cat series rod done its work. I've had this rod. Yeah, see that right there? That's another big old grassy hit right, pretty much right where I dropped that worm. Funny, you can bait up this spot with corn all night and all day long, and they will pulverize that corn when it's not on the hook. Now, if you put that stuff on the hook, they won't touch it. They're very sneaky about that. That's in this spot. Now, the rocks down there, they pulverize the corn left and right. Doesn't matter how you throw it to them. You can throw it down there weightless, and they're going to get it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that reel, folks. It's nothing I can do with it. I've tried to fix it and tried to fix it and tried to fix it. I'm gonna. There's a bite on worm there on the other rod. I see him. I saw him pecking on it, folks. Trying to keep these rods. Trying to get back into chat here. I haven't even been able to take a cast with my. There's another bite on this one. Just soon as it hit the bottom, folks. Peck 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 peck. Come on. Yeah, he's pecking on it very lightly. Wonder what that is. Peck peck. Whatever that is, it's kind of tearing that worm to pieces. There's a lot of different species down here, folks, from sturgeon, blue cat, channel catfish, flathead gar, several species of gar. In fact, we've got short nose, long nose, and spotted gar. I haven't seen a spotted in a while. They don't hit until the water gets colder, but same diff. Let's see. Nathan says Ricky. Let's see. Abby says yep. For freshwater drum. Thank you so much, Abby. Let me replace that. I could have done that on my other one here much easier. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Abby says, "Hey Rick." Abby says, "Good luck." Abby says, "You're welcome." Again, thank you, Abby. All right, 14 incredible people in. It's seeing 61 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. And just a little bit more sun before she sets down here. All right, let's take a few casts with the spinner. See if I can hook up into one of these gar on something that I might be able to land it, because this has got a heavier duty treble hook. If I can get a hook into one of these guys with this thing, there's a bite on worm. Picked it up. What's he doing with it? Looks like he's running with it. Oh yeah, he was. Ran it right into the bank. Man, I set the hook on that. That was right in by the bank. You got to give me a little bit of leeway here, folks. I haven't done this in a while. These guys are gonna do things to me right now. I forgot about these little things they can do down here, like grabbing the bait after pecking on it once and run right into the bank with it. All right, that looks pretty good. Good. Now, hard to press to cast that 1/8 ounce weight with. I never even got to take a cast with that stupid spinner. This is probably where the stripers and stuff should be setting. It's right down here. Man, if I hook an 8 or 10 pound striper on this little 6 pound test, I'm gonna be in trouble. Gonna be fun. Yeah, this little mep spins. Oh, pop. I kind of amazed you can't get hooked up when they smack it like that. Nope. Thought I might have had something holding on to it. Wasn't. Good cast, Michael. That was good. Tell you what, let's go see what's going on with the jig head crawler. I had one pretty good bite on that corn, and they're kind of shying away from everything else. Would like to have known what hit that too. Because down here, you never know what hit it, especially when you miss them and don't see them. Now, as long as I get to see the fish, I'm usually okay. When I get a bite on something and I miss it and I don't get to see it, that's when it can bother me. Probably should change these rod angles, because looks like the current's kind of died down over here to the right. Another bite on worm. Come on, big guy. Got him, folks. Fish on. And what do we got this time? Ah, another little freshwater drum. Number 5, folks. Yeah, that's bait size, honestly. Oh, I don't know. Guess I should keep one for bait. Yeah, that's bait size, folks. This one's gonna have to probably gonna have to keep this one for cut bait. Ah, you know what? Nah, I'll, I'll let him go. We're gonna have one more look at him before we let him go. Yeah, I won't keep this one for cut bait. I know I should, but like I said, I think I'd rather have a dude. Why do they do that, man? You get them cleaned off, and the moment you clean them off, they gotta mess themselves up again. Like, I don't want to be clean. Leave me alone. I like being dirty. See what I mean? I give up, folks. A sandy drum. It's a fan. It's a it's a ugh. See, buddy. Thank you. There it goes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ugh. We need something bigger out here, folks. I mean, I like catching them guys, but might have to put on a little bit more weight on this one because it doesn't look like I want to hold out there quite far enough to see where the grass carp are. Or just a few feet further than where I can cast. Yep, another one. And that went out way too far that time. Yeah, that one went out past him. Come on, big guys. I know you're here because I'm seeing them hitting the surface. Getting these guys to hit something is going to be a trick. All right, that is stabilized pretty good. And this one is the one that's been surprised. Just surprised I'm not getting anything on this jig head today. Got one pretty good bite on her, and then she kind of stopped. I might have to put a Carolina rig on that one as well. I haven't even taken a bite on worm again. Every single cast out here, folks. Got him, folks. Fish on. Got him. Another freshwater drum. 4, 5. Number 5. That's about a half pound. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, number 5. Fifth of the day, my friends. Yeah, that's our fifth of the day. That's about a half pound. That's getting up there again. Beautiful fish, folks. Look at him. Look at that back tail. He wants to go already. Look at those beautiful silver colors. They are good at doing that, aren't they? Let me wash them off again. It's good for them when you do this, like, by the way, too, folks, because they don't get to be out of the water as long. Because every moment or two, they're getting in there and getting more water across their gills. I love it, my friends. I love it. Yep, he's mad. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I was making a order. Let me go. All right, buddy. Ah, good catch. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Boy, I have fun with them guys. I do. I don't know why people don't like drum. I love them guys. 4, 5. I think that might be 6. 4, 5. Yeah, I think that might be 6 now. So it's 2 added to the existing total. I know that. So whatever the existing total is, you got to add 2 to that. Let's bite on that one. Oh man. Dang it. What the heck happened? I just missed that one, folks. That was right in by the bank too. Shoot. I wonder what the heck that was. That was our first bite on the jig head crawler technique down here since we got here. I was hitting it pretty good too. It was pulling. I think that might have been a little flatty or something right by the bank. Might have been like a little half pound flathead. I'm Trying to get these rods back out. As soon as I get these guys back out, I'll come in and check that chat. Okay, folks? All right. Let's see. Yep, 4. So that'll be 6 now. Let's see. Uncle Rude. Uncle Rude says swing and a miss. And he says, do people eat stripers? They do quite a bit. Actually, stripers are very good. Significant amount of bones in them, but meat's very good eating. Nathan says, Uncle Rude, what's up, man? Nathan says, when you go live next? I'll probably be out tomorrow. Yep, I'll definitely be out tomorrow. As soon as I get some bait, I'll be over on those rocks. And see, Big Boy, how you doing, Big Boy Burials? Big Boy says, hi, Brother Mike. Hey, Big Boy, you missed a train earlier. Nathan says, Skip, yes, you can eat stripers. Yep, stripers are pretty good to eat. Let's see, Nathan says stripers. Abby says, 3 freshwater drum. Abby says, so beautiful. Abby says, what's the number of fish? Let's see, 4 plus 2, that's 6 now, so 6 freshwater drum. Mike says, come on, now that was a perfect cut bait size. I know it was. I know. Abby says, gorgeous. Abby says, I need help. Nathan says, 5. It's actually 6 now. Nathan says, awesome job. Nathan says, you're welcome. Nathan says, fish on. Abby says, fishing. Nathan says, 6 freshwater drum, Abby. Nathan says, Mike can't count. Abby says, 6 freshwater drum. All right. Let me pin that up. Thank you so much, Abby. And thank you again, Nathan. I do lose track sometimes because I'm keeping up with 4 different tasks down here, so it's very easy to lose track of something. I was stuck in the rocks that cast. That's the reason why I didn't get a bite that time. That's a good cast. Bite on that one. Bite on a jig head. Got him, folks. Fish on. That's bigger. Oh, popped off. Man, that was another big gar. Dang it. I didn't get a hook into that one. That was a gar. Ooh, that was a big gar. That was about, that was like that big of a gar. I set the hook on that. It come to the surface like, uh-oh. Jig head's a pretty good little technique to hook them, though. Helicopter! Helicopter, helicopter! No, Mike, I'm just playing with. I know. It says fish on, fish on, fish off. See 12 people in it, seeing 72 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. That's bite on worm. Got him, folks. Fish on. That's biting a little better. What do we got? Another big gar. Let's see if I can get this bad boy in. Yep, I got him right on the lip. So, come on, big guy. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna have to take him down here, folks, to get him in. Ow. I got him, folks. I had to jump for him, but I got him. Yeah, we got him, folks. Oh, dude. Look at that. As soon as I got him to the sand, that hook popped out. Let me get him cleaned off here for you guys. All right, folks. Here we go. That's our first big gar we land. That's about 4 pounds. And a short nose. So no spotted gar on this one, I'm afraid, but it's short nose, folks. Yeah, I had to go in after this one. My leg's friggin' wet. Ooh, he snapped at me, folks. He is not happy. Oh, yeah, oh, gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Look at that. Incredible, my friends. Look at that. That teeth. uh, if that don't take you like I'm not putting my fish in that fish's mouth. Nope, 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 nope. All right, buddy. Let's get you back in the water. Gotta love it, my friends. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Woo, that was fun. Let's do it again. Yeah, I had to go in after that one because as soon as I lifted that sucker up, that line popped out. It like, nope, 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 nope. Ain't gonna do it, fishy. Ain't gonna do it. And I dropped the line over the top of you guys. Uh, this is fun, folks. Man, that was a mean guy there. You wanted it, Nathan, and I think I delivered, my friend. Yeah, that was a short nose, but still, a gar's a gar. Oh, there's a bite on that one. I saw that. Pecking on it. Well, for someone that ain't gone out fishing in a week, I do think I'm doing pretty dang on good. Good cast right at that edge of that current. Man, I think that's going to create an incredible short feed. And this ain't dirt. This is sand, folks. So one little swipe and that goes bye-bye. It's just I'm tired of getting sand in places I forgot I had. All right, there are let's see, 3 common species of gar down here in St. Louis. We have short nose, long nose, spotted gar, and we do have occasional alligator gar coming through. Nathan says fish on. Kid says hi. How you doing today, kid? Nathan says fish on. Abby says fish on. Kid says nice. Let's see. Bonnie says, oh cool. Never seen one of those. Nathan says 6 freshwater drum and a short nose gar. You got it, Nathan. Let's see. Never heard of a short nose gar. Bambi says woo. I'm gonna keep pinning up Abby's, Nathan, if you don't mind. Unless it's okay with you, Abby, if I pin up Nathan's, because he did beat you this time, but it's your choice if you want to or not. All right, I got you. There you go, Abby. Thank you so much. Let's see. Bambi says woo. Abby says I got it. Nathan says awesome job, Abby. Bambi says hi. Abby says thank you. Abby says I got it, Mike. Nathan says he'll get to you, I promise. Nathan says I gotta stay strong. Nathan says this is I was telling her. Oh, Abby says I thank you. Nathan says you're welcome, Abby, and awesome job. Yes, sir, my friend. 17 people in and 72 thumbs up. Awesome. Do I have a break in the action right now? I can take the spinner and take a few casts. I haven't gotten a chance to. That line's totally slack again. I gotta keep that line at least partially tight to where I can see her if something hits. And I wish I'd have gotten that one gar on this one because the one I had on this rod was like twice the size of the one I just landed. Yeah, I'm sure there's some big white bass and stripers down here too. Because I'm definitely seeing some fish spraying some stuff out there that they're not gar. That sucker nip at it. That gar just came out of nowhere and just nipped at the back of that. Hey, the sun is setting, folks. Gonna be dark here soon enough. In this location, you get quite a bit of light coming from the barge places across the river, but not enough to fish with. You need a secondary light source like a fire or like a I don't know a scooter light. I don't know, just off the top of my head. Yeah, the problem with that one is that wasn't covering that worm completely. Worm wasn't covering the hook completely, so that's the reason why I didn't hit it that time. They're very picky, folks. Those are three very small worms, so it takes three of them to cover the hook. And you can feel the temperature dropping down here, folks. It's starting to cool off. I don't want her to backlash like that because that 20-pound test, even that 20-pound test, if you get it in there wrong, if backlashes like that, it might slice that line. What do you do to this one? Pretty much nothing. I could put worm and corn on here. That's a good blue cat bait. Blue cat and carp. Sometimes if you put like a couple little kernels of corn on there on the back of it, you can keep the gar from hitting it. But other species of fish like blue cat, channel catfish, common carp, grass carp, they all still hit it. Shit, hair scared the heck out of me, man. About peed myself. Sheesh. I have gotten oh, fish on, folks. That's a big one. Oh, yep, we got one. We got one, folks. Fish on. Yeah, that's a big one, folks. Yeah, that one took off like a bat. Oh man, that's a big one. Sheesh. Man, she's about stripped me. Yeah, that one about stripped me, folks. That's run in and out and in and out twice. That's a big old grassy, folks. Man, that's a 20. Oh, yeah, that's a 20, folks, easy. Yeah, she about stripped me twice. I got about 20 yards of 20-pound test on here, and she about stripped it. This is going to be entertaining to get in. How am I going to do this? The only way I can think of is turning the camera around and doing it behind you guys. Because there's a shallow sandbar over behind you guys. Yeah, that's a 20 there, folks. Oh, yeah, look at that sucker run. Yeah, I'm not going to... What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around. And that way, you guys can get a better view of this in here in the shallows. Because I should be able to get her in here. Yeah, that's a monster, folks. Took us a while, but we got one. That is a brute of a fish. Hooked him right in the top jaw, too. Look at that sucker. Woohoo! Man, don't you love it, folks? Incredible. Tell you what, I want to make sure my tablet, I'm getting a good uh, view of this. So let me grab my tablet real quick. Yeah, that's not recommended to play with stuff like this, folks, but see how our camera angle is. That looks pretty clean. Pretty clean and pretty clear. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We could be a little bit further over to the right, I think. Yeah, just a hair. All right. All right. Let's see if we can get this bad boy in. That is a monster, folks. Yeah, that's a solid 15, 20 pounder easy. Yeah, she ain't done yet. I'm hoping she'll run at me, but that never happens. Come on, girl. Yeah, I can't pull on it. Even 20-pound test, this sucker will snap. Now, I don't play with these fish, folks. This is as much force as I can put on them. All right, girl. Turn over. Turn over. Nope. Not quite. I need her to turn over and thrash in the sand. Once she does that, I got her. Yeah, I'll go about 20 on this one, folks. Come here, big girl. Come here. I think we got her, folks. I think we got her. Yeah, do we want her? I don't know if we want her, but we got her. And we're stuck with her. All right, girl. Get the hook out of you. Let me show you off to YouTube, and then you get back in the water. Yeah, I'm trying to. Ow, you little stinker. Man, they can bite. Hooks out, folks. I forgot grass carp can bite, man. They ain't got any teeth. They gum you. All right, folks. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's about 20. 18, 20 pounds. Yeah, that one's making my arm buckle. So that's definitely, if that's not 20, I'd be surprised. Man, that is a brute of a fish, folks. You've been waiting for it for the entire feed, and we got one, folks. Gotta love it, my friends. That is a brute. That head is as white as mine. I love it, my friends. Oh, yep, he's not happy. Yeah. I love it. Incredible, folks. That's wonderful. Ah, yeah, we got sand on the lens. I don't know how that's going to affect our camera, but incredible, folks. I love it. All right, girl. Let's get you back in here. Ready? You ready? There she goes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Woo! That's fun. Let's do it again. Folks. Yeah, we got sand on our focusing lens. I don't know if that bothered the picture or not. And looks okay. Let me get her back in situated here, and we'll get back to fishing. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Awesome, my friends. I got to get back into chat here. I got to clean this lens off here. We got a little bit of muck on her. Yeah, we got just a little bit of sand on the lens there. So just give me just a minute to clean that off. All right, that looks okay. Yeah, that grassy, he splashed us, folks. He splashed us, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let me see how she's in. Let's see. Nathan says, "You're welcome, Abby." Nathan says, "Abby." Let's see, Tommy. How you doing today, Tommy? Tommy Shelby says hi. Abby says hi. Fishing on. And we need to be pushed down just a hair. And let me refresh this just to make sure she's in clear. Because we've been bouncing around quite a bit, so. All right. Let's get these rods back out, folks. Get back into that chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let's see, kid. Abby says thank you. Abby says, hey, kid. Abby says, what number? Let's see, 6 freshwater drum, 1 short-nosed gar, and a grass carp. Abby says, good job. Bambi says, woo. Abby says, I need help. Abby says, hello, Bambi. Nathan says, 1 second, Abby. Bambi says, hey, sweet tea. Bonnie says, Mike getting his fish workout. He doesn't need a gym. Bambi says, love you, Bambi. And nobody, how you doing today, Billy? Bowie says, no, you need a net. Boy, I have torn up a number of nets on them grass carp. I had a believe a $50 saltwater net with a incredible rubber meshing on her. Just tore that thing to pieces in about 3 months down here. Abby says, gorgeous fish. Abby says, love you, sweetie. Now, if you want to send me one, that's fine. I'll take it. Fishing Felon says, nice. Nathan says, 6 freshwater. Yep, you got it, Nathan. Kid says, that's right there. Flava and Joshua. Thank you so much. And Robert. Yep, easily 20. Let me pin that up for you. And we've got a train coming, folks. Another train. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. I found it. Thank you so much, Abby. See, Nathan says, awesome job. Let's see, and let's see, 354 sent that thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. Thank you for those gems. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carp are gross. No need for eating unless you like the trash. PH, but they are good to fight. I mean, grass carp are primarily vegetarians on this river, so their meat's pretty white. Now they do have bones, which is one of the reasons why I don't keep them as much as I used to. But not common carp, I would kind of agree with them. And it's kind of a little yucky with commons, but grassies are fine. And they are heck of a fighters, my friends. Abby says, woo, old man. Abby says, so beautiful. And let's see, 354 sent the clapping seal. Thank you so much, my friend. And let's see, and Drac. Drac says, what's going on, Unc? Hey, we're catching some big ones down here. Flavor says, please like and subscribe. Be sure to leave a comment on a video and a short so MBP can connect and support you on your YouTube channel. Yes, sir, you got it, my friend. And he says, yes, sir, what a fish. Joshua says, that was a monster. And he says, Mike lift 50 fish weights. Congratulations on the carp. And thank you so much for that holding. That's holding gems. And see, 354 sent the good luck coin and more holding gems. Thank you so much. Awesome, Abby. And seeing Spunky. Spunky says, what's going on, Mike? Abby says, hey, Spunky. Abby says, thank you so much. Spunky says, hi, Abby. Nathan says, not me, Abby. Flava says, train. Nathan says, air. Air says, hit that like button and subscribe. Hey, boy says, nice train, Mike, brother. That's pretty cool one. Bye-bye, train. Let's see, 13 incredible people in and 76 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's get these rods back out. It's about time to turn on the lights because it's going to get dark down here soon. Yeah, that was a big one, folks. And I'm sure there's more down here because I'm seeing a lot of bubbles. Let's get my big rod. It's over here. Hey, for someone that ain't fishing a week, I think I'm doing pretty dang on good. Let's see what he did to my hook. And I want to show you guys this rig. This is a very unusual rig. This is what I use for fall and late summer, early all the way into the winter time. This is a bread wrapper. So that bread wrapper is wrapped 6 times around that direction, 6 times around that direction, and you tighten that until you've got that on there, and that works as a perfect weight stop. See, that'll hold, like, the tighter you put that, there's a big one right behind me, the better that'll hold your weight, and that eliminates a knot. So that's one less knot on your line. And how many of us have got like tons and tons of bread wrappers at home? That's one of MBP's really cool little techniques, folks. I will literally buy bread wrappers for I think Amazon. I think I could buy 200 of them for like $1 or something. And think of the money you can save on swivels and stuff with that little technique. And this gets out of snags too a lot better as well, because that'll slide when you get stuck in a rock or something. So you can get out of snags even more too. And I think it looks more natural. I do. I think the fish go after it more. I know buffalo do. Because I've seen them buffalo come in here, and I can put a Carolina rig right beside it, and I can put this little technique right there, and they'll pulverize it. And that can slide up and down. You can change your weight location so easily. Try it the next time you're out fishing, folks. Grab a couple of handfuls of bread wrappers. That puts no stress on the line because that's plastic against the plastic. So that's not metal against plastic. It's plastic against plastic. Something took some of the corn off, you little stinker. Yeah, there are some big blues that come in here in the evenings and night, folks. So it will come in right to the bank too, because it's pretty freaking deep. They don't care about coming into the shallows. Let's see. Abby says, "Double tap the screen button on screen to you on your screen." Abby says, "You're welcome." Big boy says, "I won a fish today and caught a 4 pound, 14 ounce channel cat. Nice, my friend. No catfish so far today. You're one up on me, but grass carp and a drum and a gar are hitting." Let's see, Double A Fishing. How you doing? Let's see. Double A says, "Shoot, I use a cigarette butt." Hey, it. There are different ways of creating those weight stops. I just like the bread wrapper because I can slide that up and down so easily. Doesn't put any stress on the line, and pretty much works identical to a swivel, except it doesn't spin around. I think a cigarette butt would float. That doesn't. I wonder how that would. I have to try that one time. See, 13 incredible people in it, 79 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. I haven't seen you in a while, Double A. And that's a bite on worm and corn. Man, I was pulling on it. Dang it. Abby says, "Awesome. Haven't seen you in a while, Double A. How you doing, my friend?" Ronnie says, "Cool, Mike. Can you do a short on the bread tie?" Absolutely, I can do one of those. I think it's a really simple. And how many of us have got those bread ties lying around our houses, like all over the place? Every time you use a loaf of bread, you got that leftover bread wrapper. I can definitely do a short about it. All right, folks. Let me get a couple casts with the spinner again. I haven't been able to get many casts with the spinner today. The bites have been so nonstop on worm and stuff. There's a Every time I try to get over here and take a few casts with the spinner, I look over and my other rods are getting pulled. There's a bite on worm. I see him. Oh, I had one hooked there too on the spinner. I don't know what that was. Got him, folks. Fish on. Fish on. What do we got? Another freshwater drum. Awesome. Man, these guys are hitting tonight, folks. Just nonstop. I love it, my friends. Beautiful. It's another nonstop action-filled day down here, folks. That's another nice solid half pounder. Beautiful guy. Stick them in here close, folks. Another gorgeous freshwater drum. I love it, my friends. All right, buddy. Let's get the hook out of you, get you back in the water. Right on the top of the jaw, push back. And hook is out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, buddy. Wake up, wake up. There you go. There you go. Appreciate it. There he goes. Yeah, those dumb can go act weird sometimes when you let them go. I don't know why. All right. Let's get another worm back on here and get back out. I know, folks, it's tough to keep up with the numbers. That's why I got you guys doing it, because I can't remember half the time. Yeah, I didn't care today. This evening, folks, I was going to go out fishing. If they'd have delivered that scooter at 10 o'clock at night, I'd have gone out. I didn't care. 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd have still gone out. Haven't been able to take a cast with this stupid scooter. I mean, with this stupid spinner. Every time I try, something pulls the other rod. All right, that's tightened up. Nope, still going loose. Let's see how far I can get this down here. Another big one over there. Wonder what the heck that was. I can hit that, but barely. If I didn't have a wing knot in my line, which I do. It looks like I'm down to my knot. Dang it. That's the reason why she won't cast. Wonder how the stuff's gonna look down here after dark. I haven't done a night feed down here in a while. I'm amazed nothing's pulverized this little spinner. Because it looks exactly like some kind of minnow or something in here in the shallows. Gotten a couple nips at it by the guard. And I think I've had a couple of white bass nipping at it, but I haven't had any hookups. No. Well, tell you what, let's refresh these rods and I'll get back to that chat, okay, folks? If all of a sudden the bite's kind of slowed down, that tells me there's something big moving in here, folks. Yeah, those big old flathead and those big old blue cat and stuff moving in here. Gotta remember that these grass carp were born and raised on this river. All these fish are. So even when a grass carp gets big enough to where they no longer have to worry about getting eaten by a catfish, when one comes in, they remember when they were smaller and they were getting eaten. So they kind of frown away from them. That's pretty good. See how that one does. And I didn't refresh this one, did I? This one's just got straight worm on her, so terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The one that down there and that knocked part of the worm off down from the hook. It didn't knock it off, just knocked it down. What the heck? I got a wing knot? Doesn't look like it. Hmm, weird. It casts, but barely. We're about ready to have to break the light out, folks, because it's gonna start getting dark down here pretty quick. Sun's just about off the Illinois side. See what's going on in chat. Let's see. Had a granddaughter. Life got busy. I got you, my friend. Let's see. Bonnie says thank you. That would be a awesome one. Have tons of them. Let's see. Randy says Alan brother. Double A says Randy. Randy Rhino. Let's see. Bonnie says those are such pretty fish drum. Oh, let me make sure I get you a wrench, Double A. One of the founding people to our channel. He was, I believe, one of the first people to ever donate to our channel. So let me make sure to get you a wrench, buddy. If you want to replace that, we've got 7 freshwater drum, 1 short nose gar, and a grass carp. If you want to or not. See 10 incredible people in it, seeing 82 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yep, the temperature's dropping down here fast, folks. It's cooling off pretty quick. I'm hoping to do a 4-hour stream today. I'm hoping to get 2 hours with sunlight and 2 hours without. Another big one out there. I just can't look towards that sun. Yeah, that was dumb, Michael. Sunspot. All right, we're looking good for chat, folks. Let me set her to the side. Yeah, we are fully monetized now, Double A. Yeah, we finally got monetization on fully. We've got our ID, and we are getting paid by YouTube now. Yet to break the $100 barrier this month. I think we made like $76. So we got until the 8th to break that. If you don't break the $100 mark on YouTube, you don't get paid until next month. Well, until you make that $100, and it goes by the 8th to 11th, because they process between the 8th and 11th. So that's a little thing about YouTube most people don't realize. You don't get paid when you get money, and you don't get paid on the first of the month or the end of the month. Now they process it on the 8th to 11th. Now they actually pay out that money like on the 21st. So it takes like 2 weeks to process. Come on, rods, give me a break. That barge kind of messed up the current there for a minute. Having trouble seeing my lines. All right, there we go, folks. A little bit more bait in the water. That stuff brings them in. CAA says Randy, and Nathan says, caught anything else since I left? Yeah, one big grass carp and another freshwater drum. Nathan, after you left, just one more freshwater drum. Terry says, hey, goodbye, and hey, good buddy. How you doing today, Terry? 11 people in and 83 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let me get you a wrench as well, Terry. You've been in quite a bit. And I think I will get you a wrench as well, Nathan. And there you go, Nathan. Just giving out a few wrenches. I usually try to limit my the amount I give out to like 4 or 5. There's another big grass. You just hit the surface right out there. Cheers. 13 incredible people in. And 82 thumbs up. I've been trying to figure out how to create a goal, but I haven't been able to figure it out. Into live stream. No, that's for tagging products. I can't figure that one out. Nope. I've never been able to figure that one out. Oh, you're very welcome, Nathan. You've earned it, my friend. And Terry says, "Hey, hey, and welcome back to the Blue Jacket Club, my friends." Terry says, "River Master," and Caroline. Caroline says, "Hi, Mike. Dropping Thunder says hi. Oh, awesome. Say hi to Justin, my friend. Is he catching any today?" Nathan says, "Caroline." Let's see. Caroline says, "I will." Tell you what, while you're in Caroline, also you're very active in Justin's chat too. So there you go. I haven't given out many wrenches. I believe that's my 5th one, so I kind of have to hold off on more than that. I think YouTube doesn't like it when you give too many of them out too quickly. Ooh, and yep, you're in the blue crew, my friend. Yeah, this is when it will slow down, but when some really big fish are coming here. I mean, you'll get the 50, 60 pound grass carp in here, the 20, 30 pound blues, the 70, 80 pound flathead catfish. They are Believe me, I caught a 50 last year down here, so guaranteed if I caught one 50, there's one twice that size. See Caroline with the heart emojis and Mike. Thank you so much, Caroline. I appreciate that, my friend. All right, let's get back to the fishing. I needed to kneel down in the sand for a minute. And we've got lights, folks. I'm gonna turn on I've got an auxiliary light on my new scooter that we've got. I can light her up pretty good down here. Nathan says, "Awesome, Mike. I'm gonna got me a good bologna sandwich." You had to say that, man. Now I want bologna. What time is it? Subway's gonna be closed by 7 o'clock. Crap. Oh well. You had to say that, man. Now I want bologna. Thank gummit. Why'd you do that? That's a nice gob of worms. Should be good. Let me see if I can put one more on here. Sometimes adding a worm, I know it's if you're buying worms, it's not very cost effective, but if you're digging them yourself, it can be very effective. Just adding one more worm to the back of that hook gives it some extra weight, extra scent. Pretty good. I've been meaning to cast a little bit further down there to the right, anyways. Let's see if she'll hold, because that current's ripping back and forth. Should probably put a little bigger weight on if I'm going to do that, but we'll see. And no rocks, so I'm on sand. That's good. Lifted that up for a split second to see if what I was on. Bottom sandy there. Check this one out. I cast it further down there. I was wondering what was going to happen down there. This is about time to re-rig this one anyways and put like a Carolina rig for yeah. I'm gonna put a Carolina rig on this one with some corn. Oh, let's see. Do this real quick. Hooks are in here. All right, I'm gonna need a weight. I suppose a small weight would do good. I don't know. Small or medium? Yeah, that was just a little jig head, folks, so I don't mind losing those guys. No. All I got is a big bullet weight in here. I don't have any smaller ones in this box, so I'm gonna have to dig. Dang it! I know where they are. I gotta go over here again. Crap. Too littles ought to work. Tell you what, I can show that to you right now. When I put this on here, I'll do this real quick for you on the live stream. Show you that little bread wrapper technique I use. I'm gonna start it from where you've got the weights on there and the hook on there. So basically, you're just gonna put this on there just like you would if you were gonna be fishing straight on the bottom. And I got to get to the holes first. I hate it when you grab a weight and it's filled with sand. Stupid thing. It was filled with sand. If I don't worm, I see him. Ah, dang it. Hang on, folks. Let me get this back on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Through the hole. Stick it through the hole. Tighten. A little bit down and pull. All right. Now this is where the bread wrapper would come in. See, where have I got my bread wrappers? Oh, they're here. They are. All right. So I get these from Amazon. These 200 of them cost $1. So basically, I'm just going to take one of the bread wrappers, just like so. These aren't used. I mean, you can use them if they're used and everything. What you want to do is you just want to double that over once, just like that. And you're going to take it where your line is between your weight and your hook, and you're going to put that right in the middle of the line, like so, right? And then just take one end, spin it around until you've got it taut to the line, and then the other direction, the other piece, you want to spin around in the opposite direction. Yeah, you do that, and you just put that right on there, and then when that's on there, right, all you have to do is just tighten this down so that that will hold. See how that's tight on there? That's taut. You want to loosen that, you pull it in the other direction. It loosens it up real quick. Pretty cool, huh? And that holds the weight right in place. I think that's one of my coolest little techniques I use. Saved me a ton of money on swivels over the years. And we're just gonna put corn on this one, folks. Oh, that's a big one. Just busted something out there. I heard that. And we're just gonna put a couple of kernels on here. I got to get this other rod back out here too because I missed a bite on her. Obviously, the bait's gonna be gone. All right, that is ready. Check that out. There's no swivel on there, and yeah, it's a perfect Carolina rig. All right, that is back. That's a little Carolina rig right by the bank. I believe that's an eighth of an ounce because those little bullet weights are 16th ounce. And you want something that is really, really sensitive. Like the fish aren't gonna detect that. That is it, because those little bread wrappers have got almost no weight at all. Yeah, we've got plenty of worms left, folks. It's just you know how I always do. I put more soil in there than necessary. That way the worms don't die on me. I've had these over a week and I haven't had any of them die, so I know I got the amount of soil that was in there right for them. All right, that looks pretty good. I think we're gonna keep her like that. And now she's casting like a bullet, folks. You notice no sound out of her that time? I don't know why. She loosened up. Every once in a while she'll loosen up. I don't know why. All right, folks, let's get back into chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Let's see. Nathan says, "Oops, sorry." Bonnie says, "Mike hungry." Yeah, peanut butter and salami. What? Mm. Let's see. Nathan says, "Miss Cindy is doing Uber orders from her." Let's see. Bonnie says, "Having grilled chicken spaghetti with butter and summer squash." And Kevin, how you doing today, Kevin? Kevin says hi. Bambi's with the yummy. Bambi says, my mouth just started watering. Peanut butter and salami? Really? You. Let's see, 10 people in and 87 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. It says, Bambi, I'm back. Bambi says, that's Mike. The presentation, I will have to try that. Let's see, Caroline says, LGGG. Ethan says, LFG Caroline. Nate, peanut butter and salami. That's disgusting. Yeah. Mm, why? My shoreline is collapsing underneath me. Boy. Let's see. No, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one. If we ever meet, I'll take a little piece about this big. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it. Nathan says I ain't trying it. I gotta give her to her. I'll take a piece about the size of a nickel. That'll be it. Let's see. Bonnie says one or the other, not together. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Okay, Mike, deal. Let's see. Bonnie says, Caroline says, I will change your life. Yeah, I'll have me running to the daggone bathroom. It's one of those things where it might go down good, but coming uh, out might not be so good. Let's see. Caroline says, sweet and salty. Let's see. End user, sardines and cheesecake. What is wrong with you folks? What is wrong with you? Like, I love sardines and I love cheesecake, but the two, not so much. Like, sheesh. Got a rock. Crap. Hang on, let me see if I can get this off. Yeah, that should be a rock sitting right there, so I shouldn't have any trouble getting this off. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I figured that was a rock, so that happens when you're fishing down current. Sometimes the current will pull you into a rock, especially when you're drift fishing. There's another wormy. I know I have some in there. Just gotta find them. And we got corn too. We got a whole freaking can of corn. And I know they're gonna hit corn. It's just, while I got worm out here, they're a little stubborn. Oh, boat. Sheesh. Don't you hate it when a boat goes down the river faster than the speed limit is on the highway? There is a speed limit on the Mississippi River, by the way. I think it's like 35 miles per hour or something. Not that anyone ever cares. I mean, there are some underwater logs out here, folks, that stay just like this far underneath the water, and they'll just drift around these back currents and stuff. So it's not exactly 100% that even in low water, you're not going to have a potential of popping a massive hole in your $35,000 boat. But live and learn. It's one of those things that, well, hopefully, when after it happens, someone will live because in this river, if you flip your boat, yeah, that's a dangerous one, folks. Let's see. Bonnie says, blech. Nathan says, oh, that's disgusting. Bonnie says, after that, my stomach's not eating together. See, Nathan says, I love the sardines and cheesecake, but them together, yuck. Bonnie says, yeah, that's right, Nathan. Tell you what, here's a one: peanut butter, banana, and raisins. So you take a jar of peanut butter, load it up with raisins, and you take a banana and you shove that in the peanut butter. Hey, it's good. And it's really good on your stomach too. I mean, you got your potassium, you got your stuff that's good for your prostate, the raisins. Let's see. Nathan says, now that's not as bad as peanut butter salami and sardines and cheesecake. Okay. I'm trying to think of one of my unusual things I like to eat. I really don't have that unusual stuff. I mean, potato chips and I don't know, friggin' how about coffee and ice cream? Let's see. Bonnie says, yes, I make cookies with banana, peanut butter, and chocolate. Sounds good. My dad used to make peanut butter cookies. Man, them were good. Man, when he cooked those, the whole house smelled so good. Didn't matter where you were around the house. As soon as he started baking them cookies, everyone came into the house. You're like, ah, it's like that smell. Bonnie says, it's a yummy. I love coffee and ice cream. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something weird that I eat that I can't think of nothing. I mean, peanut butter and celery, that's a regular one there. Soft boiled eggs is another. Egg sandwiches, that's a good one. Just fry an egg and throw it on 2 pieces of bread. Literally, just fry an egg. Don't toast the bread. Just slap it together and yeah, that's regular, Mike. Uh, I sometimes put onions on it. I mean, actually, just slice up some raw onions on it. See, Bonnie says I eat egg sandwiches all the time. I don't eat weird stuff, folks. I don't do it. I don't eat weird stuff. I don't. Yeah. I mean, sardines and crackers with uh, mustard. Let's see. Nathan says also regular. Nathan says same. Yeah. Here's one. Green pepper only pizza. Like you know the pizzas they have down at the gas station. I have them make me a pizza sometimes. No toppings except for the cheese and tons of uh, green peppers. Nathan says that's also regular. Bonnie says, my father used to eat beets and potatoes fried. Hey, fried beets are pretty good. Anyone that eats raw beets is a little weird, but Abby says, "Hey, Nate." Nathan says, "Hey, Abby." Bonnie says, "I would eat that, Mike. Just green peppers. It actually is very good because when they roast those green peppers, oh, try it sometimes. Just get a regular pizza from Domino's or something. Tell them you just want a cheese pizza with green peppers on top. A lot of green peppers. A lot. Yeah, this rod holder. You guys see that? That one glows in the dark, and this rod glows in the dark too. So I ain't never gotten to try this stuff. Yeah, that's a sucky cast, Michael. I gotta stand up. Yeah, I just can't cast this big cat rod with setting down. I know, folks. I wasn't expecting to get a lot of views today because I haven't streamed in a long time, and this is way off my usual time slot. So I wasn't expecting YouTube to throw me out there and get 50, 60,000 views or something. I just wanted to get out here and fish with you guys. I haven't done it in so long. I miss this. I miss chatting with you guys. Mike feed is still on. Yeah, it's gonna get beautiful down here as the sun fully sets. Yeah, I can slide that scooter over and turn both lights on, and this whole shoreline will be lit up because that headlight is like this friggin' big. And they weren't messing around on that scooter. Let's see. Bonnie says, "I have to make a homemade one now. I don't eat out often." Well, I'm a bachelor, and I'm afraid a lot of the things I eat are takeout. But I like to eat a lot of vegetables and stuff with it. So even if I go down to Crunchy Chickens, I'll make sure I get some wedges and some black beans and rice. Their chicken isn't that good. Now their black beans and rice, their jambalaya and their wedges, they're really good. The chicken, not so not so much. Let's see. Nathan says, "We missed being with you." Thank you so much, Nathan. And I've missed being out here chatting with you guys as well. It's a kind-hearted man. That's what draws people. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, my friend. Hmm, thought I heard someone. I missed this. I was going stir crazy. I was walking. I was at home pacing back and forth the last couple days. Nathan says I don't eat vegetables. I live off straight meat, pretty much. Yeah, well, that's why I've got a relatively clean colon. Now I do like meat. Yeah, I do like meat, but I also like vegetables as well with it because it seems like you eat some meat and you eat some vegetables with it, you feel better the next day. You process that stuff quite a bit easier. I know it's a sin with some people eating vegetables. I mean, just a little like couple slices of lettuce and a couple pieces of tomato. Jeez, eat some veggies, folks. Of course, I do like my meat as well. Big grassy. Man, that was just a monster just come up to the surface right there. And these guys are setting out there pretty good. So let me just get these set up for you guys. And well, I don't like the way that one's setting. I want that a little bit further to the right. That one's fine over there. I just want this one a little bit further to the right. Not much, just a hair. That's good. Let that settle. All right, folks. Corn. That's good. Let's come sit down behind you guys and we can enjoy the evening. I don't do many like nighttime live streams, folks, so these evening streams are I don't do many of them. I might be doing more of them now that I can get back and forth down here without getting run over because that light on that new scooter, if someone misses me on that thing, they don't need to be driving. Ethan says, I haven't ate a vegetable in 5 years. Oh, I'm so sorry to I would not want to go into the bathroom after you, buddy. Let's see, Bonnie says, I grow a garden. I love veggies and meat also. Same here. I've got veggies in my backyard. Got carrots, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and green and red peppers. Let's see. I'm gonna go make me a panting buddy butter jelly sandwich. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. He says I grew up on 3 course meals. I grew up on yeah, this is what we could get, so here it is. Meals. We caught 3 drum today and yeah, we got head of lettuce here and some potatoes. So, yeah, we'll make something out of it. Got nothing like fresh veggies. Very true. If you've ever eaten a carrot straight out of the ground as opposed to the ones bought in the stores, you don't know what I mean. You're going to be incredibly surprised. Let's see. Bonnie says, "Awesome, Mike." And Izzy, how you doing today, Izzy? Izzy says, "Hope you're having a good evening, Mike. Man, I'm having a pretty good evening, Izzy. We've caught some nice ones. Get to chat with my friends and family on YouTube. Getting out fishing for the first time in over a week. Hope you're having a good day, Izzy. If you're interested, we've got corn on the close rod and we got worm on the far rod. Izzy says you would have to wash the carrots. That's for sure to get the. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, just rinse them off once or twice in the sink, obviously. But you don't have to scrub them down or anything because they're homegrown. So it's the only fertilizer I put on that's like natural, like compost from my little compost pile where I got my worm bed. Let's see, Bonnie says that's where my summer squash came from. My garden. I have many things growing. I have more, but I just don't have that big of a yard. So in St. Louis, they have like the houses stacked side by side by side by side. And there's only one good spot in my backyard that gets a good amount of sun. And that's where I planted my tomatoes and my other stuff because, tomatoes, they do like to have sun. 'Cause he says, fresh squash would be awesome. Bonnie says, it's fried zucchini is good. Hey, fried anything is good, to be honest. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably check my cucumbers when I get home. I had a couple of them that were about ready to get fully ripened. Better grab them before they over ripen because cucumbers can over ripen. They can turn kind of yellowish after a while, and they kind of. He says, "Is that the Gateway racetrack still up and going, my man?" I don't know actually. The Gateway racetrack. It's very possible. He says, "Yes, fried zucchini." And he says, I get a lot of my veggies." And I'm always amazed at how people will just in the city, they'll just concrete their entire backyards in. Cut every single tree down, every single bush. I'm one of the few people that actually have a lot of growing stuff in my backyard. People look at me like I'm nuts. Ah, it's one of those things I can take them and leave them. Fried green tomatoes, not my favorite, but I don't dislike them. It's like one of those things. Like I'll get a craving for like brown swagger sometimes. Yeah, it's got a like the liverwurst flavor to it. Brown swag. Same thing with fried green tomatoes. Sometimes I'll get a craving for them. Oop, gar. I saw that right on the corner of the stream there. Well, I've got that up a little bit high, don't I? You guys can't quite see that one rod. So pull that down just a little bit for you guys. And that's in the way of the stupid thing there. And when I turned her over to go, when we went after that grass carp, I didn't get her exactly situated back in right. So let me pull it back just a little bit. I'm messing with the camera angles here. Give me a break. I haven't done this in a while. It should be. I mean, right where you guys can see that those rods. I sometimes forget that I'm always concentrated more on the background than the fishing rods. Let's see. As he says, Mike, we went to uh, Juliet, Georgia, and got some fried green tomatoes where they shot that movie. Like an hour and 45 minutes away from Juliet, Georgia. Interesting. Hope you had fun. Let's see. Bonnie Kiss says, cool, Izzy. Izzy says, yes, cool, thanks. I don't get to travel much anymore. Now if all goes according to plan, we will be doing a travel very soon. I don't want to say much more about it because it's still in the works. It's going to be all across the country with some familiar faces. See, Smarty Pants. How you doing, Smarty Pants? Smarty Pants says I made it. Yep, it's me, Smarty Pants. Awesome to have you in today. In this evening. See, 12 people in and 92 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. How you doing today, Smarty? Smarty says thanks. Oof. Cheers. Bonnie says Smarty. Smarty says, hey, Bonnie. Smarty, folks. Dang it. Is that one? Sorry about that. You know how when you're ready to take an inhale of your vape and all of a sudden you see something and it stops you from doing that, and I'll be fine, folks. That was a pretty good bite on that far rod. I just missed it. I just missed that one, folks. That was my bad. Yeah, we got some worms still left in there. Wish I'd have hooked that one. That was popping it hard. Boy, it's incredible how this water just becomes like a glass down here during the evening times. It was nothing wrong. I saw that rod popping and it caught me off guard, and I just yep, yep. It's happened to us all, folks. Sorry about that. Good cast. While I'm over here, let me refresh this corn. That's perfect for that corn. With these guys, the evening coming, they're going to be getting closer and closer to the bottom, so Carolina rig should be perfect for them. That was a bite on worm. I thought it was a bite. They'll hit it fast down here sometimes, folks. You'll get it right by their heads, and they'll smack it. And the dang rock again. Crap. It goes out. And I think this reel is finally starting to work right. Hang on, folks. I'll be with you back in just a second here. Trying to get these rods situated just right. Ooh. Well, that's some thunder way off in the distance. I can't even see the clouds from where that thunder came from. That was way, way over in Illinois. Sorry about that, folks. The hacking and everything else. I apologize for that. It happens, folks. Yep, I've caught the train's going slow. Smarty says Bonnie says, Smarty. Smarty says, hey, Bonnie. Marty says, how's fishing going? Pretty good so far. Let's see. I believe we've caught 7 freshwater drum, a short nosed gar, and wait, 7, 8, no, 8 freshwater drum, a short nosed gar, and a grass carp. Yes. So Marty says, Bonnie. Bonnie says, yep, he caught 10 fish. Marty says, what you been up to? I've been unfortunately our scooter broke down about a week ago, so I've been on foot, which means I couldn't make this 4 mile walk down here and back. So I've been waiting to get our new scooter in, and we just got our new scooter in today. So I figured charge her up and get out of here fishing. Marty says, "Dang." Sammy says, "Hi." Smarty says, "Yep, 10 fish is crazy." Bonnie says, "Mike caught a 20-pound grass." That was a big one too. I'm kind of proud of my my camera footage that time. I turned her around and got her into the shallows back here and got her in pretty good. And plus, we had a really good gar. Yeah, that gar had his mouth open. He was like kind of opening and closing his mouth. That's gonna make a really cool short feed. It's bite on corn. I saw that. Close rod. That's a peck on corn. And there's one of our worms escaping. Where the heck you going, stinker? Oh, fish on. We got him, folks. What do we got? Hey, another one. Awesome. That's number 11. That's our 9th freshwater drum today. Awesome. Yeah, we even get a lot of these half pounder to a pounders today. I've only gotten one really tiny one. Awesome fish, my friends. I love it. I love it. Beautiful fish, folks. So that's 9 freshwater drum, grass carp and a gar today. Beautiful fish, folks. I love these guys. Check that guy out. Yep. He's like, get me back in the water, MVP. Okay, buddy. Just gonna show you off to YouTube. Everyone likes this. Don't snap at me. Jeez, dude. All right. Put on the hook. Hook is out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Oh, there goes the bank collapsing underneath me again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now where were we? Oh, I was gonna reel that in and put another worm on there, but oh, didn't really need to do that. Actually, this don't even look like one of my worms. Yeah, so that's not even one of my worms, folks. That's a river worm. That's a green gumbo. That one must have. Remember how I said the bank's collapsing in down here? That worm come out of the water, and I just saw it up in the sand. I thought it was one of my worms escaping. It wasn't. Called green gumbos. They stink, but I'll put it on there nevertheless. It should work. Terrible cast, Michael. Yuck. Just yucky, yucky, yucky. Same dang spot. Oh well. We'll give it a shot. Could switch these rods up in the evening. Put this corn over here further to the left where there's some. I still see some carp and grass carp over here, and this stuff over here. It's like all rocks and crap. But we can give this a go down here. I can cast a little bit better with this fluger. I mean, spinning combos. I can cast this one good too, but I have to put like a half ounce of weight on it minimum. And that still casts pretty good. If I had a good reel on it, you cast even better, but I don't. I have this old like reel I got back in 1982. Yeah, we're just switching up rods, folks. I'm putting the corn further down there where I'm seeing some grassies and stuff. There's a lot of bubbles down here, folks. So, oh, that's a bite on. I saw that. You see that, folks? Our mic feed died. Sorry about that, folks. Let me put that back on there and lights off. See, 9 people still in and 94 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. All right, let me pin that, Bonnie. There you go, Bonnie. Thank you. Yeah, with the drum. And Melvin, how you doing today, Melvin? Melvin says, nice job. Up. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm corn. Dude, seriously. You ain't get my rod. Try though, buddy. What do we got? That's our corn, folks. I get to set the hook on this one. That's a catfish, I think. Yeah, that's a big channel. No, that's a grassy. Okay, that's not as big as that's one of our teenage grass carp. Ah, gotta love it, my friends. That close. Ah, bite on the other rod too. It's on this one as well. Ah. All right, now what do I do? Make sure that's loosened up a little bit, folks, so I can get this fish in, whatever it is. And that's another big one. All right, we got that freshwater drum in. That one can sit there for a minute. Assuming that sucker's not going to pull a rod in, because that's big enough to pull a rod. We got doubles on, folks. That's about a 2-pound freshwater drum on this one. And this is about an 8 or 10-pound grass carp. And one of our teenagers, which explains why he took off like a bat on a heck fire. I thought that was a channel cat when he came to the surface. All right, well, let's see if we can get this bad boy in now. We're going to have to switch the camera angles around again, because there's no way I'm going to land these brutes down here on this shoreline. Okay. All right, we're back. Come here, big girl. That was a close one. Never say MVP don't put on a show, folks. Yeah, we've got doubles on. I got a drum down there about 2 pounds over there on my other rod. This was on corn. This is my lighter, folks. This is like, I believe this is a 10-pound test. I believe this is 10-pound test. So, whoa! Yeah, see those guys? They're different than the bigger ones, because that sucker just ran 20 yards of line. That's why I'm always fiddling with that drag to keep her set exactly right. So how are our camera angles here? And we're looking pretty good. Right in the middle. Gotta love doing this, folks. Incredible. That's another nice, solid 8 or 10 pounder. I don't want to force this fish, because this is one of our younger grass carp. These guys have got some attitude. Whoa, buddy, whoa. Don't shake that head like that. He don't like being in the shallows for sure. Trying to keep his head up so he can't breathe. Still ain't doing it. Look at how that fish runs. You wonder why I love fighting these guys. And unlike Asian carp that are virtually impossible to catch and by hook and stuff unless you snag them, these guys will hit bait. I mean, you put corn on, you put carp bait on, these guys will hit on you for you. So, one of those rogue fish that really don't get their comeuppance. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Nope, not yet. Yeah, these teenagers can be tough to land. And I'm so glad I was on sandbank when I went for that rod. I am. I'm going to have a bruise on my chest, but if I'd have done that on the rocks, I'd have been in trouble. In fact, in the rocks, I'd probably just jumped in after it. Because the water ain't going to really hurt me. The rocks. Sorry about our mic feed dying already, folks. 3 hours in. That's as long as our mic feeds last. Come here, big guy. Oh, yeah, I just saw about 8 or 10. Come here. I think we got her. Yep, I think we got her, folks. Maybe we got her. I don't know yet. She is not striking this. All right, I think we got it, folks. Oh, ow, dude, seriously, ow, 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 ow. Yeah, hook is out, folks. Hook is out. Yeah, that's about 8 or... Yeah, I'm gonna go about 8 on this one. Yeah, this is the hardest part of doing this, folks, because if I let him go back that way, he's gone. I want to clean him off so he don't look like a freaking mud fish. Alright, girl. I think that's it. Yeah, we got her. Yeah, that's about 8. Oh, yep, she don't like that. One more time, girl. One good thing about this sand is no harm, no foul on these guys. Yeah, you know, I just jumped in the sand myself to save my rod, so incredible fish, folks. That's our second nice grass carp of the day. That's about 8. I love it, my friends. I love it. And we're off feed, aren't we? We should be over here just a little bit. All right, there we go, folks. No, we're in the opposite direction. All right, let's get her in here close for you guys. And a nice view of this big girl. Man, she fought her heart out. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. All right, we also got a drum over here. I gotta get this drum out of the way as well. So that's the doubles, folks. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now I gotta get this drum off for us. Yeah, this drum is still on here too. Yeah, that's about a pound and a half actually for this one. It's our biggest drum so far too. No, we have one about 2 pounds, so that's another one, folks. Incredible. That was our double header, folks. Gotta love it, my friends. I love it. Yeah, we're off camera angle again. Sorry about that. Beautiful. All right. Back in the water. I will take one good look in here close with you guys. All right, buddy. Awesome. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends. That's it. Right at crushers, push back on that hook, tie up, tighten and pull. No muss, no fuss, no blood. All right, buddy. See ya. Yeah, he's been on the hook for a minute, so I gotta give him that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's get the camera back in our usual position here. All right, there we are, folks. Tell you what, let's get these rods back out, and I'll get back into that chat. Oh, no. Yeah, that pulled my stick right out of the ground. My stick's way over here. Man, that did, folks. That pulled me right out of the ground. Let's see, the drum was on worm. That grass carp was on corn. back on. Pretty good idea to move that rod, wasn't it? Shoreline in. You can see why these guys are in here. This shoreline is collapsing in. As we speak. Get my stick and replace the stick. That stick line. All right, where's that other rod? All the way over here. Give me just a minute, folks. After a battle like that, I need a little minute to recover. Regroup. That one did not mess with it, folks. Did you see him try to get that rod in? He was pretty close. That rod was gone. I tackle attacked that one. That whole butt of that rod was gone. So it was out in the water. I'm trying to get back in the chat as quick as I can, folks. I think that will do. That's exactly right. Okay. Yep. Where do I have that Catholic? Right in the middle. That's about it. It's not there. I lost my original stick, folks, so. All right, rods are back. A minute, check that chat. Wow, what a battle, folks. Let's see. Gail with the drum. Melvin says nice. And Caleb. Caleb asks, what state are you in? We're in St. Louis, Missouri, down the mighty, mighty Mississippi River. Let's see. And Radio. How you doing today, Radio? Radio asks, Radio says, hey, Mike. I got here just in time to see you catch something. Greetings from Cincinnati. Awesome, my friend. As you know, we're down in mighty, mighty Mississippi in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm trying to get our camera angles set back up again. When I have to switch her around to do that, it's got to be situated again, right? That looks pretty good. All right, you guys can see those rods. Nathan says, Bonnie, you got it. Nathan says, Caleb, he's in St. Louis. Bonnie says, That we has on the line. Nope. You can do it. Nathan says, all right, thanks. I says, no problem. Type faster than me. I am a slower one. Let's see if I can find that in the chat. All right. Thank you, Nathan. Bonnie says, Mike's getting a bath. Gail says, I was wondering who was gonna win that war. Nathan says, amazing day today, Mike. Gail says, nice biggin'. And thank you for that party hat, Bonnie. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gail says, fun. Gail says, nice drum. Bonnie said, Mike needs a drink after that fish fight. Hey. Sponsor me, please. Sponsor me. Please. Come on, dude. Sponsor me. It's hot, but I don't care. It's still good. Nathan says beers. I see Drilling. How you doing? Drilling says, hello from Wisconsin. Nathan says, no problem, man. Bonnie says, cheers. Nathan says, Mike has been an awesome day today, don't you think? Yeah, I've had a pretty good day. We're trying to push into the 4-hour mark today, so we're 3 hours and 20 minutes in. And I do have lights, so if it gets too dark to see, I can turn on some lights on my scooter. Because my new scooter has is an extra power pack for its headlights, so I can turn that on and made it pretty bright down here. Let's see. Augie says hello from Germany. How you doing today, Augie? We're in St. Louis, Missouri right now. We're on the mighty, mighty Mississippi River. Nathan says, awesome. Nathan says, hi, Augie. Bonnie says, Augie. Augie says, I'm fine. Good to hear, my friend. Heck of a day, folks. First stream back in over a week. And these fish are not giving me any leeway. $15 incredible people in, and we've broken the 100 mark, folks. We've made it to 100. This is incredible, my friends. Thank you so much. I haven't broken 100 in a couple of live feeds. That's just awesome, my friends. Thank you. Augie says, I'm going tomorrow fishing too. Well, good luck, my friend. I hope you catch a monster. By the way, where are you going, if you don't mind me asking? Not that I would know, I mean in Germany, but still it would be interesting to hear. Nathan says, let's go. I fish Ostasy. Yeah, I knew that would be like that. Ostasy, huh? Some skull fishing. Oh, I got you. Now that I do know. Says, awesome, Augie. Hope you catch a lot. Hey, any day on the water, any day out fishing is better than the best day out working, so. Yeah, those harvest flies in the background, that's just cool. I'm actually kind of glad the mic feed ran out. The way you get to hear the background. What fish can you catch? Oh man, there are a lot of species down here on this river. Let's see, our common species down here are common carp, grass carp, buffalo, channel catfish, flathead, blue catfish, freshwater drum, or is commonly known as sheephead, 3 different species of gar, 2 different species of sturgeon, skipjack herring, white bass stripers. The list goes on and on. Yeah, we've only caught 3 species today, but I've done feeds down here where I've caught 12. He says that's true. Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the abnormal ones. Like every once in a while, I'll see a white bass or a sauger. They're kind of rare because the water temperature is a little warmer down here. And alligator gar, you see every once in a while. They live a little further south because they like actually even warmer water than this. And I've even heard of a few people catching a few bull sharks around, because there is no dams from here all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So every once in a while, you'll have a bull shark run up the river. And with the 2 techniques I'm using here, I can pretty much catch virtually every species of fish in this river. Got night crawl on the far right, and I've got corn on the close one. And those are garden variety night crawlers too. They're not the store-bought ones. So they're basically 2 miles away. I dug them. So they're native to this area. Let's see, Bluegrass. How you doing today, Bluegrass? Bluegrass says gar all through the Midwest. Yep, they are. Different species in different locations, of course. Aggie says, in Germany we have not enough fish in the sea, and river, they have too much fish. I got you, my friend. Gail says, no, we want an eel. I only caught 1 eel this year. Yeah, I only caught 1 freshwater eel. Now, that was off feed. I did a short feed on it. It's somewhere in there. Yeah, the great American eel, they're becoming a little bit, yeah, their numbers are dying down. Because of the dams, they need massive distances to travel up and down to spawn. Bluegrass says hello. Bluegrass says eels are good catfish bait. They actually are. I just hate killing them. I don't mind cutting up a skipjack herring, because, you know, tens of thousands of them, but I don't see many of those eels around anymore. So I kind of get the thing, if I'm not seeing a lot of something around, I really don't want to use it up. Nope. See if I get this off. It should be a rock. See if the water comes down. The water's going up. I'm going to show you a truck over here, but get back to the water. And that doesn't feel like it's coming out. Right? There it goes. That wasn't a... Okay, so that wasn't a rock, that was a stick. Flames white when you come on. Press the one on this. Yeah, the one problem with corn is that it loses its flavor after about 15 to 20 minutes. Now, the lake, you can keep corn on for about a half hour, but this river is pretty tough. Stuff loses its scent pretty quick. About time, I'm going to have to turn the lights on, so we're getting in. Tell you what, I've enjoyed doing this feed this evening. I really have. I might have to start doing a few more evening feeds. Especially now that I've got a scooter that's got bright enough lights that people aren't going to run me over on the way back home. I think it's a joke. It's not, folks. My old scooter, people would yell at me on the way back home a few times when I tried to go out at night. Where I can't see you. So this one's got a headlight that's pretty big. It's got a headlight as big as a freaking car. Pretty good. On this one. That's our Big Mad Cat series rod. We've already gotten one big graphie on her today. That 20-pound graphie was on the Big Mad Cat rod. Now that smaller one was on the lighter weight because actually those smaller ones are trickier to catch than the bigger ones. The bigger ones, they got a little bit more aggressive. They grab stuff faster. Smaller ones, of course, that one tried to dub. You know, he did get the rod in his back. That is going to be one of my best short feeds in a long time, folks. I dove for that rod, chest first, head first into the sand. My head, yeah, the tip of my hat went in the water. That's how far I went down to get that rod. I dove my arm into that water to get that rod. Never say MVP doesn't put on a show, folks. Never say it. Holy crap, we've been in 3 hours and 27 minutes. We're going on 4 hours, folks. Yeah, eels are definitely good catfish bait. 9 people in, and it's the 99 thumbs up. We lost a thumbs up, but that's all right. Don't forget to tap that screen for me, my friends. Get us back to 100. Here, fishy, fishy, fishies. Yeah, you get quite a bit of light from across the river here, from the barge areas, but it's still not quite enough to see at night. Now I turn one of my little lights on my scooter, we should be fine. Man, some battles today, folks. Wow. And there's still some massive bubbles in front of me. Honestly, I should move that Carolina rig in here close. I've seen a lot of bubbles in here right there. Really? Walking down on this all over. Yeah, I don't think it's off. Well, I'll definitely leave this one on. I don't know where my jig heads are. I can dig a jig head out real quick. This one. Work fine. back out here real quick, folks. Little jig head technique works pretty good sometimes. We can keep a line on there. Thing on. Cut that. That piece of monofilament on there, so get off of there. Alright, that's off. How fast I can tie this on here. Yeah, it's getting to dark, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let's see, Bonnie says hello, life. Through the hole. That's the hard part. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, Aggie says, I wish you rested a nice fishing day, and I hope you catch some big fish. See you, bye. All right, have a good night, Augie. And thank you for dropping by. All right, we're back. The old jig head technique on the evening. I thought, starting the feed at 5 o'clock would be late enough, but I guess it's still getting dark. Too early to do. Might have to start her a little later next week. When I do a nothing. That's my plate. All right. Back. Back in it, check that check. And that rod is off. I'm always having trouble with that aspect of doing live streams, getting these rods set up exactly right. That's better. See, Bonnie says, drop by again, Augie. And Kid says, I'm back. Awesome to have you back in, my friend. 8 people in and 100 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. That's late in the day. Sun's getting low. How's your day been going, kid? Or evening now, as it case may be. Yeah, our mic feed died, so we're talking the old-fashioned way. And TJ Bugs. TJ Bugs Bunny says hi. Hi, TJ. That's pretty good. Just finished for dinner. I might have to pick up something to eat on the way back home. I got some soup at home, but I want something solid. Oh, another big gar. That was a big gar. Bite a worm. Big gar. What do you do to it? No? Like nothing. Got a little bit of it. One I thought I had. I only dug 40 of them. I've been catching fish in just about every worm today. Four worms left. What are they? Always best to dump your worm soil out when you're done. You don't have to carry the crap on the way home. A little bit less weight on your back is always a good thing. As well. Bonnie says, Mike caught 13 fish today. It says, pretty good. TJ asked, did you get any fish? Yeah, we've caught 2 big grass carp, a multitude of freshwater drum, and a nice short-nosed gar. Yep, Bonnie's got it right. TJ says, that's awesome. Yeah, those harvest flies are just loud enough to where they're not a nuisance, but they're like sometimes they'll get like in massive amounts of them. They get a little loud, but yeah, that's kind of relaxing. I know people call them cicaduses, and I just call them harvest flies because they usually start showing up around the time that it's time to harvest. So, 10 incredible people in and 104 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. And we have broken by the 4-hour mark, I believe. It always does this when I get near to where I went to. The clock reset. Now it says 1 hour and 47 minutes. Yep. It always does that. That's a weird glitch with YouTube. Your clocks will start going wonky. Etsy Bonnie says at least it's cooler for you, Mike, in the evenings. Definitely. It can be friggin' hot down here on the rocks during the midday live streams that we do. But these evening live streams are pretty nice. And I do have some deep woods off in case the mosquitoes make a run for me. Yeah, you can lose a half a pint of blood down here in 10 minutes with these guys. That's a little bit of an overstatement, but not much. Bite on the corn. Be good. Oh, you little stinker. Man. I set the hook on it, folks. I just missed it. I picked up that rod. I looked at that rod and went, pulled a couple of times. Just right by the bank, right where these bubbles are. You either got a buffalo in here or two that's digging through this, through the gallows stuff, and another big grass carp or common carp in here. Trying to off-tank this hook a little bit. Maybe it'll, if it's a buffalo, they got really small mouths. That's that. That's where that cap is. Come on. If I hadn't had that line tied, I wouldn't have seen that bite. I don't know, folks, what do you think? It's late enough for the light? I go turn around for a minute. Probably not. I can still see everything down there. This is our light, folks. I'll show you guys this. Well, you don't even really need it yet. You don't even really need the light yet. Don't even need the light yet, folks. Still can see fine. Yeah, you can still see her. Let's see. Gail says dark here. Bonnie says, gotta love the mosquitoes. Bonnie says dark here, Gail. And Jackson. How you doing today, Jackson? Jackson says, hey, MVP. How you doing today, buddy? I don't see MVP out here doing evening live streams very much. Let's see. Jackson says doing fine. Good to hear, my friend. Hey, we're still getting bites. Got worm on the close rod and corn on the far rod. For 40 night crawlers, I mean, we've done incredibly good. I mean, you know how we usually go through 30 worms without hooking a fish. I already took one face plant in the sand to save a rod. Yeah, that was on our second big grass carp. That's going to be a heck of a short feed. I did. that far rod, she doubled over, the stick went, and the rod kept on going. By the time I got to it, the butt of the reel was disappearing into the water. One bite. Yeah. Stop, folks. It's on. It's on. Hey, that's a cool puppy. Hey, that's a little buffalo carp, folks. Man, that's a beautiful little puppy. I hope I can land it. That's like a 2 or 3 pound buffalo carp, folks. No, I thought about 3 pounds. So I'll hook me in these little guys. That's on the jig head technique. So that was just jig heading corn. I might be able to get this right now. Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Ah, you little sucker. Well, it wasn't wet enough. I am now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, we got it, folks. Yeah, it's like a pound buffalo. Oh, ow, dude, that's a gorgeous fish, folks. Incredible. Yeah, that's on the little jig head technique. Man, this guy's got a mouth so dang small I can barely get my pinky finger in there. Yeah, they did not like me. Yeah, buffalo have got really sensitive mouths. So when you try to put your finger in their mouth to get the hook out, they taste you, and they don't like the taste. They'd rather be out of water than taste you. I got you good with it. All right. Look this out, folks. Look this out. Man, that is an incredible little, yeah, it's about 4 pounds. 3.5, 4 pounds. Incredible buffalo. Gotta love it, my friend. Gotta love it. Check this guy out, folks. Beautiful. Tell you what, folks, we're over 4 hours. I think this is a heck of a way to end the day. That's just beautiful down here, folks. Gotta love it. Beautiful last fish, folks. Beautiful. Let's get one more close up for you guys before I let this fish go. Incredible. Come on, girl. Get you back in the water. I'll hope you put one more night. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Woohoo! Man, you talk about one heck of a day, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We're over 4 hours, and I think that'll do it for us for today. Kiss the camera. They do look like that. And see, Bonnie says, fight on. Missy says, Jackson, get him, get him. Missy says, so what's the difference between a buffalo and a drum? Kid says, 9 freshwater drum, 2 grass carp. Yep, let me repen that. All right. I think we're going to shut her down, folks. 4 people still in and 106 thumbs up. It's been a credible feed for you guys. First in a week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. What's the difference between a freshwater drum and a buffalo? Well, freshwater drum are well, they're more of a predator species. They'll eat a lot of live bait, a lot of crustaceans. While buffalo, they primarily feed on moss and algae. A few like small larvae, but for the most part, they're cows in the Mississippi River. He says, great show. Have a safe trip. All right, thank you, Bonnie. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm just going to add my own good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. It says, have a great night. I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.